Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Land of Dreams and Nightmares. I am your DM, Esper, coming to you from the Golden Chamber. And with me, as always, are these three fine fellows. We've got Adam, Dennis, and Warsor. Would you guys quickly give us your character's name and class?
So, as with every session before, I am Adam, and I'm playing Kivish, the Circle of Dreams, level 7 Dwarven Druid.
Hello everybody, my name is Dennis, and I play Lykar, the level 7 Storm Sorcerer.
Hello everybody, I'm Warsor. I play Captain Noxiqual, the human Warlock hexblade.
When we last left our party, they were exploring a ruined temple. Actually, they had gone beneath the temple. This place is known as Omen Mox. A quick backstory on what happened here. Am I showing the right thing? Yes, I am. Okay.
Yes.
They traveled east from Norgal's Rock back out into the swamps to Omen Mox. They were given some information from a wizard from the Silver Citadel. He had come with the Archmage for the clan's moot. There is much talk of the dangers and growing dark events in the land of Dreckengrim. And this wizard said that he had been on his deathbed. He had been very ill. He had met with the traveling prophetess Faenel Donnan, who had, well, I suppose to say it in very slang terms, blown his mind with her strange concepts. And he actually recovered. He had a dream in which a thundercloud with a lightning spouting face said that the party here needed to seek, or he needed to seek the Storm Sorcerer and seek the grave of the Titan. You all traveled with Orgrim Halfgrey, the head mage of the Emerald Mages, to Omen Mox, where you found not only a ruined temple of Illis the Lantern, but you found it. It has a geyser, a gigantic geyser spouting from the middle of it, very active, and it is inhabited by mephits. You spoke with the strongest of the mephits, whose name is Precious Respor, and you all were able to get some interesting lore out of him, namely that the Titan who destroyed this temple, named Vorstbrand, was the brother of a different Titan named Telvantis, which was a big revelation for Lykar here, as apparently his family are the, we'll say, the favored or gifted ones of the power of Telvantis. That happened about 200 years ago. What else did we find out? Apparently, Vorstbrand, this Frostfire Titan, his corpse is below Omen Mox, somewhere down there with the old ones, the first mephits that came out when Vorstbrand was slain, and they are planning to resurrect him. According to this Precious Respor, it is a sure thing that he will resurrect. It is only a matter of how much arcane fuel can they put into him, how much can they power him up before he activates. So you all had a couple of different opinions about that. What do you guys think? Is this another looming threat?
Potentially, but not one we're going to have to deal with for a while, at least, it seems.
Well, that may or may not be the case. We don't know for sure.
Right.
I think the consensus is that Dennis's character wants to take a look with his own eyes and make his own judgments, whether this guy is going to be good or bad.
Indeed.
Yeah, my character is definitely intrigued about the new revelations here. So it could be having a Titan as a, I don't know, you would call it like an ally, but that would be very helpful.
The Titan is an incredibly powerful entity. It is on the level with elder dragons and archdevils, and one might even say the great old ones. Only the gods, perhaps, outranking such a being. Knowing that this Titan's power flows through your blood and through, what remains of your family was a pretty startling revelation. However, it was a piece of a puzzle that's slowly coming together. It made sense. You have gone through and you have seen indications of this at some pivotal moments.
Sorry to interrupt real quick. Dennis, I think your mic is not pulled down. Sounds really faint.
Oh, is that better?
Oh,
That's way
yes.
better.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
Sorry.
call.
Like you were coming in really faint, and I looked at your picture and I saw why. So
Oh, okay.
Good call. Good catch.
Tech support.
So you spoke with this we'll call him the leader of the Methods. You're not sure exactly how structured these little elemental folk are. You especially Noxiqual sort of finagled your interaction with him. It was a
money.
yeah. He also has some designs of his own, some of which you agree with, others you don't. Orgrim Halfgren particularly was not keen on the idea of the Methods taking out all of the lizard folk, including the allied lizard folk.
Yeah, this guy's a little power hungry.
He seemed power hungry, which is not uncommon in these parts.
It's not a bad thing.
Not in and of itself necessarily. As well,
his methods might be bad.
Yeah, methods are hard to trust. They seem capricious, mischievous, perhaps even a bit on the nefarious side. Looming on the near horizon, here within a few days' time, you will be heading back westward, kind of west by northwest, to join a battle at Dirge Caverns. At the moment, the forces of Norgal's Rock are mounting up. They're preparing to march on Dirge Caverns, and there should be a big battle waging there here within a few days. Your party's plan is to pincer move them from the east and do what you all do best.
Has anyone seen the 13th Warrior?
I have.
With Antonio Banderas?
Yes, that's the one. We're
Okay.
going to go in and cut off the head.
Yeah, what exactly you're going to do there is yet to be decided. But you are a powerful adventuring party, so the options are many. Are you going to actually go inside and try to do some strategic assassinations? Are you going to stay outside and ambush? Or there's all kinds of things that could happen there. All you know is you've got the vast bulk of the forces of Norgal's Rock, the Swamp Dwarves. They're mustering, and at Dirge Caverns, what you know of there is the Swamp Queen and her grim squad, whatever they are. There is a cult of Amarantha, the Mer Queen, and there apparently is a small group of whites.
Hey, I thought you weren't supposed to say her name.
Total out of game there, out of character.
I know.
And the battle looks like it's going to be a pretty fierce one, but the dwarves are confident that they outnumber these foes, and they're going to give them what for. So let's go back to Omen Mox. You all descended after speaking with Respor. You descended down. Now the old ones are down there, and he said they would not let you through. However, Lykar was able to cow this earth elemental guardian who was there at the entry chamber, and you impressed him enough. You intimidated him really, and you let him behold the might of the Titan heritage you are possessed of. And he unsealed the way forward. You went through a few chambers. There was an old Shrine of Illis. That would have been the original purpose of this place. It's been totally vandalized and stripped. There was a chamber coated in ice. There was a mud corridor. You're now entering into a chamber that has a stony method face on the wall. Just a grinning thing like this with vapors, fumes rising up from its nostrils. The mouth is open. I believe Orgrim said it was set to do a like a gusting wind magical effect that would blow you back into the mud and the ice trap. But you all disarmed those magical traps. On the other side of this chamber that you're currently in, there are some stairs descending deeper down underneath Omen Mox.
How big is like these stairs? Like the Titan clearly, like these came after him because like these are human sized.
Yeah, these stairs are human sized. You cannot see how a Titan would fit through here.
This must have been built on top of him.
Right.
It might be. Or there is also this gaping geyser mouth.
That's
Oh.
true too. Yeah, so this is just a way down to the bottom level where he fell. Cool.
That's that whole Age of Mythology thing where the geyser's like the Titan gate, and he's just gonna come bursting up out of it when they finally finish something.
Okay. We've got
There are signs of great damage. In fact, that entry chamber looked like it had been totally collapsed and excavated back out. Even when in the nicer chambers here, you'll still see like some cracks in the masonry where the foundation has shifted or maybe even sunken over the years, or maybe during the battle of Forced Brand versus Illis. Yeah, the stairs are going down. The illumination throughout this whole place is it's decent. There are these kind of elemental flames coming out of wall recesses. So there are essentially these big multicolored candle flames every so often that produce no heat. So mostly like a dim lighting situation. If you get real close to a candle, it's a little brighter. If you get into like a back corner, it'll get a little gloomier.
And so this is all after we took, I think, a left at the wind gust face.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we disarmed that though.
No, I know. I mean, just this is after that, like
Yeah.
down that way. Okay.
Let's go down.
Orgrim says, "Adventuring, it's dry work." He pulls out a flask, and he drinks it down. He quaffs it. Oh, I needed that. There's more than just wine in his flask, however. In fact, there was a potion of healing mixed into that. He is going to recover some needed hit points with that quaff there. All right, we got a 2d4 plus 2. All right, 6. His hit points are up to 32 out of 39. Hold fast, lads. No telling what's down here.
Indeed. Hopefully the body of a god and a titan.
That could be some good loot.
I like how you think.
What kind of alchemical ingredients a Titan would have on it?
I mean, technically, you could just say they're heirlooms. Which your uncle left to you. Great.
The multicolored candlelight here gleams off of Orgrim's breastplate. He wipes his brow with his white and green cloak of the Emerald Mages. Methods. He looks at Lykar. How many could you take? I mean, if we had to, I'm just asking.
A few.
If they all stood in a 20 by 20 foot cube.
That would be very convenient. Hopefully, I can take enough.
We'll see what it comes down to, but we've got 4 of us, and who knows how many of them.
Kivish just looks another direction and casually goes.
So, I take it then the time for negotiation has passed.
I wouldn't be saying that. I'm an emissary after all. I've learned that if you can speak instead of fighting, you get to live longer. I'm just wanting to get a grip on thing. He kind of looks back and forth. We just shouldn't get cornered in. There's no telling how many of those little devils are down here.
Indeed. We'll be sure to cut our way out if we need to. Just seeing. Is there any?
Well, you seem mighty confident of yourself. After you.
Lykar, would you like to go preceding me in case there is a chance to talk? I think it'd be wise for you to do the talking to be seen first.
Sure, we can definitely all go first now that
I'll
I've.
be right behind you to switch places with you if things get messy.
I'm good at melee combat.
All right, so it sounds like our order is going to be Lykar, Noxiqual, Kivish, Orgrim.
Super
Yeah,
cat,
that
by
sounds
the
about
way.
right.
Pretty good? Okay. You proceed onwards. You descend the stairs. You come upon a bit of a unique layout. So you see there is a corridor that's a loop, okay? And it looks like there are some branching open archways along this loop. And at the center of the loop, connected to it, there is a central chamber. It's a hexagonal shaped chamber. You would need to go explore more to get a real precise view of exactly what all lays ahead. But it looks like at the moment your two options are to take this looping corridor or to proceed into this hexagonal chamber that it's centralized.
I think we should take the loop.
That's what I was thinking. Just do a once around and see exactly what's what, and then we can make a further decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it wouldn't suit us if we get trapped in the center and there are things all around us.
Mm-hmm. All right, you start pacing this circular or ovular corridor route here, and you kind of you peek in to these different chambers when you see them. There is a room that has shards of common crystal littering the floor, just like your basic gypsum type stuff. However, there is a larger crystal resting atop a flat boulder, so we'll call that the crystal chamber. There is a chamber that has a deep pool of water. There is a chamber that has a large dragon's head and neck made of stone extending from the wall. Smoke wafts up from its nostrils and its open mouth, and you can even feel a little bit of heat radiating out. There is a stone door, so this one's actually shut. There is a chamber that is obscured by opaque smoke. There is a corridor leading out of this area. It looks like it's heading further on into this undercroft. And on the other, you kind of looped around. Yeah, you're getting kind of towards the other side of the loop now. You see, well, I guess Lykar, you're in front. So you're rounding, you're kind of rounding this corridor. And as you get to a certain point, you see there's a small circular chamber ahead, maybe a 30-foot diameter tops. There is a fire type, it looks sort of like a method, a good-looking one too, kind of like a cute she method. It has a bit of a, you know how methods are. They've got a pointed features and little wings on their back, and they have wisps and wafting bits coming off of them. So she is flitting about. She is a dancer, and she leaves little traces of fire as she goes. And she
is alone?
She is alone, and you see her, and her kind of, little flames for eyes. She sees you, and she seems a little surprised. Then she grins.
Lykar.
Hello there.
Come dance with me. And she twirls.
Oh, I'm not a dancer. What is your name?
I am Pyrina.
Pyrina. My name is Lykar.
I've never danced with one of the big folk. It would be my pleasure.
I've never danced with one of the big folk either.
Oh, you charm me. I love your eyes.
I might take a turn dancing, but we should perhaps ask for some questions, Lykar.
Yeah, I was going to. Wow. What are you doing down here?
Come. Come.
If I dance with you, will you answer our questions?
Are you just going to play with me? Are you just toying with me? Come.
You promise us hospitality and will not harm us while we are here. Then we can talk and we can dance.
I think you're a more patient kind than I am. And she giggles and starts twirling and flitting about.
Kivish mutters some things in Dwarven, and the only real intelligible words are Merexa and a curse that works out to damn it. And he steps forward and says, I think I know a thing or two about dealing with people like this.
Didn't work out so well for you last time. I mean,
Cautiously extends a hand. Very cautiously extends a hand. As if
I'm gonna let him try first, and then I'm gonna try my hand if it's not a trap.
Kivish, you approach the dancing fire method girl, and as you touch her hand, it passes through, and the stone shifts beneath your feet and drops out.
It's a trap.
Yeah, swinging stone trapdoor drops beneath you. Terrible heat radiates from a lava pit below. Make a dexterity saving throw.
All right, it's a good thing I'm not terrible at those. Not proficient, but not terrible. That is actually pretty good. That's going to be a 17.
Pretty good.
You all see Kivish fall, and for a moment your heart stops. And then you see his hands gripping the ledge, and he's like, "Oh, oh!" It feels like your toes are just being cooked, and there is, radiating waves of heat coming from this pit of lava below you.
I guess I'll grab his hand and pull him up.
Kivish, you just narrowly escaped a terrible, terrible fate.
Instant death.
I mean, it's a lava pit.
I mean, instant death in your case.
Well, it'd be instant, horrible, painful death over
I
a couple
look
of rounds.
for the source of the magic. Well, this was an illusion of some sort. Is there a caster nearby?
You look around.
Yes.
You see no one. So now this small circular chamber is just a pit. It goes down 20 feet into pure lava. The other end of the chamber still is the rest of this circular loop.
Okay. So this is in between us and the rest of the circular loop.
Yeah. So imagine like a circular corridor.
And there's
some little
two
offshooting chambers, and then you came in from these stairs, and you could take another central path to a hexagonal room in the center, and then there's another way that's leading out of this area to.
Now, when we went around the circular loop, there was another way, a corridor that led
Deeper.
Deeper, you said as well.
Yeah. So just to put things in a simple directional layout, you're on the west end of the loop. The southern end has a a way that leads deeper into the Undercroft.
Is-
Most of the connected chambers were on the eastern end. You came from the north.
Let me
Okay,
ask
so we're about 3/4 of the way around.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Uh-huh.
The way that went out of the hexagon room is a separate from the corridor that we found on the circular room.
Yeah, so like here's the loop. There's actually a path that just cuts straight to the center, and there's that hexagon room in the middle. And then there's like these branching out little small little halls that go to these other connected chambers on the eastern side.
I've got the image in my head. I just wanted to make sure that they were two separate corridors. You
Mhm.
described
Mhm.
one on the circular loop that was a corridor leading further out.
Mhm.
So that's not the same one that connects to the hexagon room.
Here, I'll give you a real quick sketch.
Okay.
Oh.
So after being pulled and climbing out, Kivish mutters a few more things in Dwarven, and eventually says,
You are not very good with women.
I'd better not tell mine. And he motions at her about this. I might give her ideas.
You say you have a woman, Kivish.
Not in the sense you would think.
What sense would I think?
That is for you to know and me to figure out.
This is a very, very, very simple sketch, but
Yep.
you can see the stairs you came in from the north,
Yes.
and then these lines are just corridors. That's
That's
the
pit.
lava pit right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait a second. They do connect.
Yeah.
The very southern bit connects to the hexagon room. When you described it, it sounded like it was like an offshoot, like one of these rooms that just went further on.
I think it is. It's just the other direction connects.
No, it actually connects to the corridor that connects to the hexagon.
To the right, yeah. To the center one, yeah.
So it's the same one. Okay. I think we should check out these rooms potentially. Even though obviously some of them are death traps.
I will award you all half milestone.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
For
well,
not being
actually-
fried.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put today's journal entry. 3.5. Will get me to 4.
Are you all right there, Kivish?
I think his
Your boots
toes
look a
are
little
little-
singed.
Well, you might think I was not feeling so hot, but I think I am after all.
I push him back into the lava pit. No, just kidding.
Well, you know what they say. The dwarf who fights like hell is bound to end up there.
What is hell, anyway?
I think you just got a little taste of it. Now let's just leave it at a taste. Oh, this place.
It'll be fine. But what we've learned here is things aren't what they seem. There's lots of magic traps. And don't go dancing with strange women unless you get them to agree to offer you safety.
Something tells me that was no woman. I think she was magic.
It was a mirage.
Yes. Only capable
Ah,
of enticing one to dance and not to.
So it wasn't actually cheating on your woman, it was just magic.
Kivish has no woman. He doesn't mean he's involved.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine.
It was, yeah,
You don't need,
I mean,
you
out of
don't need to
character,
explain
obviously.
anything. You're fine. Let's head back to. I wrote down each of the room descriptions that you gave us real quick. Let's check out that stone door, since we don't know what's behind that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like each one of those rooms was like a different kind of elemental room, like water, steam, fire.
Lava in this case. Yeah.
Yeah, lava. I was wondering how quickly I could cast fly if I had to.
Right. Is it not instantaneous or is it a minute?
If something takes an action to cast, there's no feasible way that in the midst of like something attacking you to that would be like a reaction that you would need there.
Oh,
Hmm.
good thing he rolled high on his saving throw then.
He rolled exactly what he needed. One lower, and we would have had roasted Kivish.
Well, I mean, he has had a character in mind for his backup.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
so there are actually two chambers that have stone doors sealing them up.
Oh, you only said one.
Yeah, there's actually two.
You lied to him.
I know.
Just kidding.
I'm a scoundrelly dog. So
This
there's
girl can't open the door.
yeah, there
Can't trust anything.
the one that's closest to you actually be like the last one that you came across.
Let's go to that stone
Kind of
door.
like on the southern side of this loop. So that one's closest. You want to take a look there?
I'm going to listen to the
Cautiously.
door. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you approach it. This is a well-crafted, heavy stone door, and it has a perfect seal. No cracks at all.
I listen.
Orgrim's keen on inspecting it. After what he just saw, he has a mind for going with utmost caution and investigative prowess.
I'm very much for it. Go for it.
He says, "Ugh. Not dwarven craftsmanship, I can tell you that. But it's sturdy enough. I don't know.
Could be a sealed door that actually is just part of the original temple. I'd like to investigate it myself.
Nothing catches his eye.
Can I check it out myself?
Yep.
Okay. Nat 20, so total of 22.
Mm-hmm. The door itself it's fairly simple. It doesn't have any interesting iconography or markings. There's really nothing to it. It looks like something that you just simply shove open. However, it is sealed, and you notice a faint protective sigil laid upon this door that Orgrim did not catch.
Say, stand back. There's magic at work here. I point out the sigil to Orgrim.
He takes a closer look. It takes him a little bit of time. So you all are...
I'll make an Arcana check.
Yeah, y'all are just kind of waiting, and then finally he's like, when I look at it from this angle, I do see a bit of something here. Yeah, he's making Arcana as well. He's not quite sure what it is. It's obviously some ward of a fashion.
+5. I've got 19 Arcana.
Oh, actually, he does know what it is because he knows the spell. So I'm going to give him that.
With a warding?
It's Arcane Lock.
Oh, nice.
I can open this up, should you like.
I tried knocking on it, seeing if anyone will open up from the other side.
You pound your knuckles against solid stone.
It makes some noise.
There is no response.
Yeah, let's open this up. Whoever sealed it either wants to keep something in or wants to keep us out.
Or possibly both.
I would suggest we stand back a little bit, though, just in case something does erupt when the door is unsealed or such.
Oh, really, Nox? You say we should stand back.
I do.
You searched this pretty well, Nox. You were convinced that it has no such thing on it. Orgrim chants his spell. He's going to cast Knock and get this sucker unsealed. All right.
And someone brings that in the group when we're going dungeon diving.
I have that.
You have it as well? Cool. All right.
Save your spell
That is
slots.
a second level slot there. Okay. Orcine Abrin! Boom! There's a big knocking noise that resounds through the dungeon. The ward is passed, and he looks back at you all expectingly. You all are kind of like hanging back. Okay. He puts his shoulder into it, opens the thing. Inside here, there is a vault. It looks like this used to be a priest chamber from the olden days of this temple. It has since been defaced and vandalized, and it is being used as a vault. The belongings in here appear to be various baubles and other bits of coins. Looks like a nice little treasure vault. It is being guarded, however. There is a guardian that looks something like a large hound thing with reddish skin, not fur, strange musculature, and it is either wearing a barding or an armor, or maybe it even has these black plates of metal fused into its body. You also see it has a big maw with teeth, drools a bit, and a long tongue lashes around.
How many heads does it have?
One head.
Oh, okay.
What sort of knowledge check would it be, or should we just go into initiative?
Well, it actually says something.
Oh,
What languages do you all speak?
I speak Primordial and Common.
Common, Elvish, Draconic, Primordial, and Giant.
Whew, you are a scholar.
Not Infernal. Common, Dwarven, and Sylvan.
Common, Dwarven, and Sylvan. Okay, so it says something.
We don't know.
And no one is sure. Orgrim's not sure. Then Orgrim has a pause. He kind of like leans in. It's saying that he's the guardian. Go away, shut the door. You shouldn't be here.
Do I know what it is?
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, roll up a knowledge check.
What's knowledge?
This would be a religion check.
All right, let's see. What's my religion?
All right, since it's kind of an animal, almost,
Only
Kivish
11.
will make one as well. Oh, actually, Kivish gets a nat 20 on that.
Oh, I got a 14.
Okay. Orgrim got it with a 20. Kivish, what do you have?
Overall, I think a 21.
21. Okay.
Yeah, 21.
Kivish and Orgrim are both familiar with this thing. It is a Canaloth, a sort of guard dog from the wastes of Gehenna. It has been bound here in service, I imagine. If we seal this back up and leave it alone, it seems like it just wants to do its duty.
That's
You know,
fair.
Orgrim, I had something to say for this, but I guess I am just like the matron at the ale house late at night who is glad to not see another bar guest.
I have.
How can you make jokes at a time like this? He looks like he's getting ready to seal this thing shut. Does anyone want to stop him?
Kivish will
I
not
mean,
try
when
to
he
stop him.
closes it, we can just reopen it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has defeated the Arcane Lock.
Yeah.
Unless someone comes and recasts it.
Yeah. No, my thought is this will provide us a safe place to rest. If we take out this thing. And plus he's guarding something of value. I'm for taking him out.
Yeah, they wouldn't have that fancy guard
Do
dog
we
in there.
know how powerful, like on a scale of us, he is?
Orgrim is convinced that you could slay this creature if you had a mind for it.
Okay.
Not
It's
without
not
a fight, though. It won't. It's not going to just roll over. This ain't no gobliner.
Yeah.
Your old grandfather's farm dog.
So long as we're not talking like pit fiend level, we'll be fine. Here's
It is
my
a lesser fiend, but a fiend nonetheless.
So he started to close the door. Is there like a crack still? Is there like a little
He hasn't
bit
closed
still?
it. He's like, he put his hands on it, and
Okay.
you're like, wait!
Here's
The creature inside says something else in its foul tongue. It has a very simplistic way. It does not sound very intelligent.
what does it say?
No one knows. No one speaks its language.
Oh, I thought that.
It
Orgrim.
spoke to Orgrim using telepathy.
Oh.
He's the one who's like got his head at the doorway.
Well, why didn't it speak to him in telepathy again? I wonder.
You ponder to
well-
yourself. Orgrim says, "What are we doing here?"
I say, I'm going to start casting a spell. So, let's
If you're
try-
fighting, he will. If you're fighting, he will have your back.
I mean, unless you guys say no, I'm going for it.
No, if you go, I'm going. That's fine.
So first thing I'm
What
going
are
to
you
do.
doing, Nox? Do you mean to fight this thing?
I start casting a spell.
Kivish doesn't try and stop him.
Wait, you said you're going to try and stop me?
Does not try and stop him.
Thank you. Okay, I need to be clear.
Yeah.
I'm casting.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for initiative, guys.
Sure. Where's my initiative? There it is. Okay.
We got a 16.
Whenever you're ready.
Kivish with a 16.
I got
Okay. What's the highest?
Lykar.
Is that 16 the highest? Yep.
It's
Okay.
Lykar.
Kivish 16. What else we got?
I got a 9.
I got 15.
Kivish, you can act first. Your friend is starting to, spell energy starts to crackle along his fingertips. Orgrim's at the doorway, who's like, he's not gonna back down. What are you doing?
Does it seem like it would be particularly resistant to fire?
You did make your knowledge check on
I
it.
did.
Yeah. So we'll say that you, other than these general knowledge that you have about Caneloth, you also can get like this special piece that will tell you its strengths and its weaknesses. Okay.
Okay.
So you do know that it is unharmed by acid and by poisons. It is also resistant against cold, fire, lightning, and non-magical weapons.
All right.
Trying to think if there's
see
anything
particularly well in
else
dark.
that is particularly. It sees right through illusions, through even magical darkness. This thing has wonderful senses. So, in terms of weaknesses, it is not a very dexterous thing, and it is certainly not very intelligent. Those are its weak points.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So,
All right, act quickly.
yes,
Get my
Kivish
action ready.
will use his druidic focus, the nymph carven of rosewood with black pearls for eyes, and he will do a little thing where he kind of plays with her mouth and makes it open a little bit, even though it's solid wood, and starts to pull vines out and starts chucking them all over the ground, causing them to grow as per a grasping weeds and vines sprouting from the ground in a 20-foot square, i.e., the spell Entangle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
You said it's a 20-foot by 20-foot
square,
area.
20-foot square, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, are you entering the vault, or are you just gonna pop in, cast your spell, and pop back out?
The latter.
Okay. So you look in there. It's about 30 feet wide by 60 feet long. This creature is semi near the middle. You see some, real basic coffers. Even some of the treasures are strewn about. The methods don't look to be the most organized. The vines sprout. This creature is, I'm not sure what that check is, but I'm sure it just failed. He's grasped up by vines. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
And restrained.
Restrained. Okay.
Yes,
Nox.
restrained.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action, the hexblade curse it.
Mm-hmm.
So I activate my curse that I haven't used in a while. And then my action will be to launch a bunch of blasts as I launch. I lash at it with my sword. Good news is my blasts do count for the curse. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see, I think I get 2 at this level. Yeah, I'm level 7. Next one I would get is at 11th level. Yep. So making 2 attack rolls against him. I don't know if he flat-foot or what, but I'm
You
just
have
trying-
advantage because he's restrained in the grasping
Ooh.
vines.
even better. I think I get something if I have advantage. No, not for this. All right. However, that will be a 19 to hit.
Hit.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll my second attack because I'm not gonna kill him. And that is more than a 19
Okay.
in the 20s range. So, 2 blasts. I get to add my proficiency to the damage rolls. Proficiency is 3. And charisma. On top of that. So +8 to each of these. Okay. Alright. Sorry. 1 second. Rolling damage. Should I split the damage? Is he resistant to force or anything? Or should I just give it to you all at once?
No resistance to that.
Alright, so that's going to be 28 force damage.
Nice.
I apologize, 26. I miscounted one thing.
Okay. Excellent. So Noxiqual pops into the vault, slashes to the air with Sombras, and sends out crackling dark beams of force that both strike the Canoloth to great effect. That seems to be pretty potent there.
I'm going to back out again too if there's enough space, which I assume there would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But,
indeed.
I'm moving just to the entrance. That way, when he moves up to the entrance to attack me, I'll lock the doorway, I guess, and take the attacks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading one thing. Say that last part again.
I am moving to the doorway so that I'll be the first one in his path, but I want to kind of use the door as cover if he shoots range at me. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
All right. So you're ever so far as everyone's ending up totally out of the vault. Lykar.
Okay.
Mhm.
Am I going to be able to like cast a spell around Nox?
Yeah,
You can step in and step out.
you can move through his space or squeeze past him. The corridor here is not so small that you can't just move past him.
As long as
Okay.
you have enough movement, you can move after attacking too. So
Yeah.
for casting a spell.
Yeah, what they've been doing is they like pop in there, chant their spell, and then pop back out.
Okay. I just didn't know how wide the door was if he was clogging the artery.
Nah, I just want to make sure he can't get past me to get to you. When
Right.
get
And then
out of there.
and you said he was immune to cold damage?
Resistant.
Resistant to cold. I thought he'd be.
It's acid and poison damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to try something different. I haven't used this yet. My arcane focus is a dagger,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and it is very similar to what Esper said, a javelin of lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It does lightning damage. So I'm going to use my dagger, and I'm going to...
You haven't used that since episode 1, I don't think.
No, I save it for
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
emergency. But we're going to give it a try. I was just reading
Mhm.
through some of my notes here, and I was like, I haven't used this in a while. So
Oh, that's cool, man.
Are you throwing the dagger, or are you activating its daily power?
I think I'm going to activate it.
Okay. So you chant the what do you call it? The command word, and you essentially throw a bolt of lightning. The creature, restrained, desperately attempts to evade that, which is a difficult thing, and it is struck head on, direct hit.
Okay, so here when I talk to you on Skype, it says it does 46.
Okay.
So 10, 18.
All right. It does resist lightning. It will take 9.
Phooey.
All right. So then it sounds like you're backing up out of there.
Yep, I'll
Okay.
back up.
So Orgrim's like, let me get one on him. Let me get one on him.
Show us what you got, Orgrim.
He is going to. He's gonna fire. He's got a firebolt. He pulls out that wand that he has. He jumps in there. Ha! Shoots a firebolt. He'll have advantage on the attack.
Go
He's
for
got
it.
a 16 to hit.
Shoot, it's restrained too, isn't it?
Yep.
So if
16
we're behind,
is what he needed. All right, Firebolt, 2d10 of fire. Will be resisted, but
it's something.
it is something. All right, 12 turns into 6 damage.
That
All
6
right.
is still pretty solid.
Yep, and then he backs out of there.
And hardly any of us have used the spell slot, so that's always
Mhm.
good.
Just one
He says to Kivish, "Oh, Kivish, that was a good plan.
Yeah.
Let's take it back to said Kivish.
Oh, does the creature not get a turn?
You guys can't
It's
see it.
restrained.
Oh, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you did something on it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So it's no longer restrained. It went away.
You're not sure. You can't see it. You're out in the hall.
Okay.
It might have readied an action for all you know.
That's true. That's very true.
You don't want to take that risk, then don't go in there.
But regardless of a ready action or not, actually no, flaming sphere. It is resistant to fire, and erupting earth is tempting, but I mean, it is a 3rd level spell.
I got my plan. I know what I'm gonna do.
Kivish is just going to ready an action himself to cast flaming sphere. Should it look like it's coming through the door if it broke out of the
Like if it
space.
gets within our sight.
Mm-hmm.
At the
Okay.
door. Gotcha.
Noxiqual?
That's a good plan. Noxiqual gets the sword ready, and I'm let's see, my bonus action. I think I can kill this. Should I use it though? It's a big fight. Yeah. I'm gonna activate as a bonus action my sword special ability. To turn it into a shadow blade.
Okay.
The blade becomes a black smoke, and like it's just like connected to the hilt that I'm holding, and the eye opens up on the hilt. And I'm charging in, and I'm gonna attack this thing.
Okay. You activate the shadow power of Sombris, and you go charging into the room. When you've taken step into the vault, the creature's mouth is open and the tongue lashes out.
Make an attack roll on me. Yeah.
It is an attack roll.
And I had a plan for this, just so don't tell me what the attack roll
You're gonna
is.
cut his tongue off.
Maybe.
Sadly, the restrained is not a favorable condition for attacking, and he misses.
Okay. I had a shield spell ready to go, and that's why I was gonna go in and provoke that attack.
Yep.
So, yeah, I charge in, dodge the attack, and then swing the blade through, attacking the creature twice, as a matter of fact. So,
The only kink in your plan is that the vines and stuff create difficult terrain. I don't know if you can get to him without dashing.
how far away was he from the door?
You would have had to have moved probably 30 feet. But remember, like,
Is a whole 30 feet away? That's a big room.
it's 60 feet long.
Okay, then
Yeah.
here's what I will do instead. As soon as I see that it's like that, and
Yeah, you dash in there, you're kind of like at the edge of the roots and vines.
could I change my action because I didn't have that information?
You want to cast a spell?
Instead of using my bonus action to turn my sword, I'll just Eldritch Blast him from a distance then. I'm still doing the same thing, he'd still attack me. I just wouldn't activate my sword if I knew I couldn't get to him in a single turn.
Okay.
Which I would have seen the vines last
Mhm.
turn. So I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him again. Does a 17 hit?
Hit.
Alright, and higher than that. So, yep. 2 hits. Just gonna add the force damage together again. Let's see. 28 damage this time. Force damage. As I lash 2 shadow blades at him.
That seems pretty effective. The creature still stands.
I go back to the doorway.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes some unpleasant noises.
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty solid tactic here of just going in and out because it can't follow us.
Yeah.
I say, watch out for its tongue.
Lykar?
Well, I will pop around the door, and I think I'm just going to cast. I'll just do Ray of Frost.
Yeah,
See what that does.
Okay, it'll resist half it, but yeah, that's what it is. It's a
It's either
cantrip,
that or Acid Splash. Are the only two.
which won't do anything. So yeah, Ray of Frost is good.
So, okay, yeah, I'm going to give that a whirl. Ray of Frost.
So it had no vulnerabilities, just resistances and immunities, right?
Yeah, no
Correct.
vulnerability.
So
I think its main vulnerability is its low intelligence.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
which we are taking advantage of.
13 plus.
Yeah, save those spell slots.
So I got a 19.
Hit.
Okay, so this is 2d8. So we got a 1, and on the floor, and an 8. So we got 9.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that turns into 4. Okay.
And then I'll pop back outside.
The last thing you see as you're backing out is the creature struggling in the grasping vines, trying to free itself. It's his Orgrim's turn. He felt pretty good about what he did last time, and he is going to launch another firebolt.
6 more
He
damage.
strikes the creature. This time it's only 6, so that'll reduce to 3. Kivish.
Every point helps.
All right. So he had this ready to action for a fireball, but he realizes that it's not actually going anywhere. So, or it's not fireball, flaming sphere. He realizes it's not actually going anywhere. So,
I'll pop in.
with that in mind, yeah, he's going to step into. He's going to step just far enough into it that he's ideally not in range of the tongue, but
Can't avoid the tongue.
in such a way that only the creature is within a 15-foot cube originating from him.
Creature's
Okay.
30 feet away, so yeah.
Okay, so the majority of the cube's like behind the creature. All right, so you pop in there. There's not really a place where you can get to that his tongue can't lash. It actually can lash out to 30 feet. But as you look in there, you see the thing actually is just struggling against trying to free itself from the vines. And then you cast your spell. Does it make a saving throw of some sort?
A Constitution save.
Constitution save? Okay.
Yep.
What's the
So
spell?
it doesn't have disadvantage on that. It is a measly 7, though.
All right, so that definitely doesn't make it. So he takes his arcane focus, the nymph carbon of rose with black pearls for eyes, and slaps it against his hand, and it makes a and out from him emanates a wave of thunderous force. And he's casting this as a second level, so instead of 2d8, it's doing.
Oh, you'd have to get pretty close to him to cast that if it's a 15-foot range.
It's a 15-foot cube emanating from him, yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have to
Thunder
go-
wave. Thunder wave.
Yeah,
Okay, I
Thunder
see
wave.
what you're saying.
He'd need
I
to go
gotcha.
15 feet into the room, is my point.
Right,
Yeah.
I was under that understanding.
Okay.
Yep.
You ignore the difficult terrain, or are you staying in the room?
Well, the difficult terrain affects the area specifically around it, right?
Yeah. So
I didn't think I had
he
that
would be
actually.
like he'd be like at the edge of the vines and thunder wave out.
Right.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Right, that's what I
My
was thinking.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's not a 20-foot radius; it's a 20-foot diameter on the vines.
Gotcha.
All right. So that's going to end up doing then
After
15,
party is nasty.
15 thunder damage, which is not lightning, it's thunder.
Boom! That seemed to be effective. The thing makes a painful noise.
And
Okay, we'll release you soon.
which With
The
his
sweet
remaining
embrace
movement,
of death.
he'll duck back out as far as he can get out the door.
What is your move speed?
Oh, he's a dwarf, so it is 25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think you have any move left. Let's move along. Noxiqual.
That's what I was afraid of, but I
Alright.
knew it was going to happen.
Alright.
Wait, doesn't it get a turn before me?
It
Yeah,
was
it does.
struggling in the vines. It didn't break free.
Oh, I meant like it's not going to tongue lash him since he stayed in the room.
It had to use its action to try to break out.
Okay. Then I will go in, pop in, and launch 2 more blasts at it.
Yep, seems to be a thing to do.
See, Noxiqual's a good guy. He's releasing this Caneloth from its, bondage.
Actually, speaking of releasing, so one question. I assume for Thunderwave it's not pushed. It's restrained.
It is not because he's restrained.
Alright, yeah.
First one's going to hit.
I mean, I guess if you want, you could try to like blast him out of the restraints. Do you want to try? You want to go for that?
No.
Okay.
Why would I want to?
Okay.
All right, I rolled twice. The first one hit. The second one's a crit with a nat 20.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure if he will survive this.
All right. I'm just going to roll 3d10s because, it's the crit. So only add 16 to this. Didn't roll amazing. I mean, I only rolled 28 more force damage.
Okay. You overwhelm the creature
Does it
with
die
agonizing blasts of
Yeah.
eldritch power, and it kind of collapses down with its tongue hanging out. It's still struggling a little bit, but it looks like it's almost totally wasted.
Let me kill it. Yes. Because I can gain hit points back if I kill it.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, Kivish hasn't taken any damage. At least not this session.
Work your fell power, Warlock. At least you're on my side.
I will say I release you from your bond.
The Caneloth does break free, and as you were saying this thing, it's like trying to limp and like get up to you, and then you do your thing.
Yep. Blast right through it. So
Okay. Right as it's coming with like gaping maw for a final death blow, you blast the thing, and it just like parts of it like chunk off. It falls to the ground, and it begins melting. And Kivish and Orgrim were expecting this. It's not truly dead, but it's being sent back to Gehenna. And its physical form is like discorporating right before your eyes. It just essentially turns into a steaming pile of goo that will dissolve completely away.
Yep.
I healed 12 hit points.
It turned into black.
Excellent. You claim life force from the slain fiend. Orgrim is studying you as you're doing this. Strokes his dwarven beard, strokes his braids.
I see you watching me, Orgrim. I think we should take this opportunity to take a short rest while we investigate this room. Perhaps closing the door.
Sure.
I'm not going to get sealed in here like a tomb.
Oh, but surely you'd like a moment to breathe. We can leave the door open a crack if you prefer.
And when we get bottlenecked in here and overwhelmed, we won't be doing any more breathing.
Are you really that afraid?
No, I'm just that damn stubborn.
Well, if you prefer, you can wait out in the hall.
I'll keep watch out in the hall.
Fair enough.
Oh,
All
don't mind if I keep watch on a couple things on the way out. He helps himself to a bit of treasure on the way out.
What treasure is he helping himself to, out of curiosity?
Oh, what is he helping himself to?
And then we'll do the treasure. You tell us what the treasure is. I mean, does he? To be fair, I think it's kind of funny that he
He's-
thinks he gets first pick of treasure with his
He's
9
actually
points of damage.
he's just like casually grabbing a random thing on his way out of the vault room.
I just want to know what he grabbed with his 9 points of damage he contributed.
Okay.
Because
I'm
if it's
actually
like a
rolling. I'm
magic
rolling.
item,
I'm rolling it.
it's like a magic ring of invisibility or something. I think we'll have words.
He has plucked a scroll.
Okay, a scroll as a consumable item, I'm more inclined to let him.
Spell scroll. Yeah, he's plucked a
And-
spell scroll.
As a wizard sort, that might be more valuable to him. Makes sense. All right.
Righty. So I need to get a random roll here just to see what he got.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
His eyes light up when he sees what it is.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with that.
What'd you find?
There's a spell scroll of Dimension Door.
Oh, I know how to do that as well. Useful.
I'm working on it.
Well, now you can study that scroll.
He's pretty pleased with getting that. He does not yet have access to. That is a 4th level spell, is it not?
It is a 4th level spell.
Okay, yeah, he does not have that high power of spells. Not quite, but
So
he's
he's like 6 or lower level.
he's
Yeah.
getting there. He's an NPC, so he's not exactly straight up.
Well,
The
that's
same
fine.
rules as a player's handbook character.
That makes sense.
However, he can attempt to use a spell scroll. It would be DC 14.
10 plus the level.
Yeah, DC 14 intelligence check for a Dimension Door.
That's cool.
All right, so he grabs that.
I'd like to search the room because this thing must have been guarding some good stuff.
There's a
Hopefully
lot.
they'll do this.
There's actually a lot in this vault here. Your hungry pirate eyes are feasting themselves upon many a bauble and pile of coin. Well, do you guys just dive in and then just collectively divvy it up as you see fit,
Or
is it kind of every man for himself?
Yeah, a short rest also sounds good. But
You can do this in the midst of a short rest.
Yeah, what do you guys think? How do
Yeah,
you
we'll
want
poke
to split
around and
this?
well, I'm more of a need before greed kind of guy, so
I'm for a fair share. We all
Okay.
fought.
All right, so Orgrim is watching out. He's just a little ways out of the door. He's in that corridor. He's like doesn't want to get trapped in here, so he's watching everyone's back. And if you want to, you can just holler at him any time. He's just right there.
Special items, I think, should be that need before greed. I agree with you there, but in terms of just gold, a fair split seems the best way to avoid arguing.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
absolutely.
so who wants to be the treasurer here? Who wants to make notes? Then you guys can divvy as you see fit.
Would someone else like to do that, or shall I?
It doesn't matter. I have my little Microsoft Word up here. I can.
Okay, so Dennis, you can track this all down.
Treasure.
Speaking of tracking, I don't want to forget you each have earned a half milestone.
all right.
Cool.
So Kivish in particular, as always, the treasure is one to gravitate less towards like coinage and more towards things like precious stones and
Mhm.
rare
You
wood,
did
etc.
mention that at a different point. Yep. And, we can definitely let you have those value instead of the coins, if there is any here.
All right.
And of course,
The first thing is you have amassed 500 gold coins.
Okay.
Then each of you roll a D percentile.
Sweet.
Faster, don't know. You're
90.
yes. Ooh. That could either be really good or really bad.
Higher is more valuable, indeed.
I got 90.
Cool.
You find a gold ring, a fairly plain ring. You appraise it at 150 gold piece value.
That's pretty sweet.
I
Yeah.
got
I find it. I thought we were splitting everything, but yeah. All right.
Am I writing that down, or
Yeah.
is he just keeping that?
Yeah,
Right?
just write these down. If someone suddenly thinks their character is going to just seize up one thing, just say
Yeah,
what
I
you're
mean-
doing. Yeah, if you're like, my precious, and you seize upon the bauble, just let me know what you're doing. Otherwise, Dennis is going to track everything.
No, so I got a gold ring plain.
150 gold.
150 value.
I got an 85.
Pearl, 100 GP.
Pearl 100 GP. I got a 69.
Okay.
Uh,
Golden Ewer, 75 GP.
A ewer?
what is that?
Yes, Ewer is like a sort of pitcher.
How do you spell that?
Is it a pitcher or kind of like a bowl?
Could you spell it?
EWER. It's a pitcher. It's like a jug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's EWER. It looks like something nobility would have at a table, maybe pouring fine wine out of it.
That's pretty nice haul.
Oh, we're just getting started.
I bet. I'm just excited.
Okay, go ahead and everyone give me another round of rolls.
This is the most treasure I think we've ever found.
Okay, I just looked that up on Google, so I know where they are.
I got a 3. I was excited when I saw the 0, 0
Right.
because it's always like.
I got a 19, so this is the low roll time.
Noxiqual, you find 2 arcane focuses, or maybe foci if you want to be technical. One is a crystal shard, and the other is a wand.
What kind of crystal?
Well, the value is not high, so whatever would be a common type of crystal.
They're like 25 gold or something each.
Yeah, whatever it says in the player's handbook.
Oh,
They're just straight up
Focus.
basic arcane focuses.
Yeah. Arcane. Crystal is 10 gold value. The wand is 10 gold value.
Right, so I got a 19.
All right. You find a flask of alchemist fire.
Interesting.
They're still in pretty mundane stuff.
I rolled a 71 for the second time.
All right, 71. You find a quiver that has 10 arrows in it. Each of these arrows is notched with a little rune.
Magic arrows. Let's see if I have any way of identifying these.
You can make a knowledge arcana check just see if you at a glance you can tell what it is.
Nope, not on these.
No, I'll try.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Nope.
this. Wrong. Glad I need a third monitor. Let's see here. Arcana plus 3. 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pretty minor type of magic arrow known as Walloping Arrows.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
If you shoot someone with this arrow, they might get knocked to the ground. They have to make a DC 10 strength check or they fall prone.
Nice. I mean, if we had an archer, they'd probably enjoy those.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys ready to keep going?
Yes.
yeah.
All right. So for this next round, each of you first give me either an investigation or a perception check, whatever your style is.
Yep. I got 21 investigation.
Okay.
So Kivish, with his proficiency in perception, that's
They're both the same for me, so I just chose one.
Oh, okay. That's 16.
16. All right. Lykar.
I got a 12.
All right. So we're gonna do this in ascending order. So we'll go Lykar, Kivish,
Kivish.
Noxiqual. Roll your D percentile to see what the actual treasure was. That roll was to see who got the higher valued table.
Understood.
Yeah.
Fun times. Ooh,
Okay, I got a 34.
You find a cloak made of griffin feathers.
Ooh.
You appraise that at 100 gold pieces. Kivish?
Right.
I like these descriptive items, even though it's like, just it could just be like you find some money value item, but these are like cool. We might actually wear them or just keep them for.
I quite enjoy creating treasure tables.
Indeed. Those are always fun. Just like monster tables. 93.
I enjoy making those too. What'd you get, Kivish?
93.
93. Okay. Ooh, 93.
Ooh, 93.
You have found a staff, and it is carven into the shape of a swamp snake. Whatever is native to these areas, some kind of bog viper.
This
Interesting.
staff is carved in a manner which represents an Eastern
Arcana.
Warlock cane break. However, I see they have replaced the rattle in the tail with the tail spots of a southern swamp adder. That is an interesting choice.
19 Arcana if it applies.
Yes, indeed, you identify this item that Kivish is regaling you of the details of this actual reptile. It is a staff of the adder. It is a magical staff. So activated to poisonous bites.
Cool.
Description right now, if you would like so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll
Okay.
look it up.
Staff of the adder. Staff of the adder.
Uncommon item. Requires attunement by cleric, druid, or warlock, so only
Okay.
Kivish remaining.
You can use a bonus action to speak the staff's command word and make the head of the staff out of an animate poisonous snake for 1 minute. By using another bonus action to speak the command word, again, you could return the staff back to normal inanimate form. Melee attack using the snake's head, which has a reach of 5 feet. Your proficiency bonus applies to the attack roll. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage and must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 3d6 poison damage. The snake head can be attacked while it is animate. It has an armor class of 15 and 20 hit points. If the head drops to 0 hit points, the staff is destroyed. As long as it is not destroyed, the staff regains all lost hit points when it reverts back to its inanimate form.
Just takes a bonus action. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat. It's a nice little.
So you basically you just say you'll attune yourself to this at the end of the short rest. I assume you still have an attunement slot open. And when you say the word, it was probably like snake in Dwarven or something, or swamp adder, and the head like comes to life, and you can like bite people with this poisonous snake head.
And that's potentially 46 damage.
Actually, the head of this snake is clearly an Eastern Warlock cane break, and the tail is that of a southern swamp adder. So clearly the word would be like Franken-snake.
Clearly they took some artistic license with it.
Let's move on to Noxiqual. Have you rolled yet?
I have. I got an 81.
81. Okay. It is. You find a mace, and I believe this mace, the head of this mace is shaped to look like that of a lantern. And clearly this is an armament blessed by the priests of Illis the Lantern of yore.
So wait a second. Say that one more time. I apologize.
It's a mace, the weapon, a mace, and the mace head is in the shape of a lantern. Clearly, this was an item blessed by the clerics of Illis the Lantern of yore.
Illis Lantern, is that his temple or?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming this mace also has some engravings on it, and whenever you dip it in ink, you can roll it out onto a piece of paper and produce a map, right?
I mean, if I was gonna dip it in your blood, I mean, what?
Alas, it is not the map creating mace head, though it does look to be a pretty nice weapon there.
By the way, someone likes your voice, Kivish. I'm going to make an Arcana check just to see if there's
Yep.
anything special about it.
Yep.
17 is what I got.
You have identified this as a Mace of Disruption. It is a rare magic weapon requiring attunement. Whenever you hit a fiend or an undead with this magic weapon, the creature takes an extra 2d6 radiant damage. If the target has 25 hit points or fewer after taking this damage, it must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be destroyed outright. On a successful save, the creature is still frightened from you until the end of your next turn. While you hold this weapon, it sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. So as you hold the Mace of Illis, the lantern aloft, the lantern mace head actually begins to glow with a ghostly celestial light.
Freaking. If it wasn't this lantern god, I would actually consider it. But gods. Scoff at it.
And as well, you find another spell scroll. Roll a d4.
Sure. There's a 1.
Okay, that's the spell's level. It's a first level spell. Roll a d12.
Can be useful first level spells. Another 1.
You have found a scroll of the spell Command.
Scroll.
And that is everything of value you have found in this vault.
That was quite a haul.
Yeah.
Did you find anything good?
Nope.
No, stay on the hall.
Orgrim pokes his head in the door.
Don't come in here! Cast darkness.
We only found a stick and a coat and some club or something.
It's a mace. A mace of Illis.
Whoa! A Mace of Illis the Lantern. A blessed relic.
I'm sure there'll be some dwarf that'll take it off my hands for some amount of money. Unless any of you want it.
What does it do again? Kivish doesn't
It's actually a
Mace
really
of
good mace.
Disruption.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a mace that, aside from glowing, it is particularly effective against fiends and undead.
Fiends and undead, that's right.
It's like a paladin's wet dream. I mean,
Yes. Aside from a holy adventure, yeah.
it's a low level paladin's wet dream, and if they have 25 hit points or less, you can just flat out destroy them potentially.
You actually hit them first, and then if their remaining hit points are 25 or less, they're either destroyed or frightened.
Man, I wish this was like for celestial creatures or like divine. That would be nice. Like it merged into my sword somehow. But no,
All right, I got this all wrote down.
So what's nice about this mace, if you're fighting a fiend or undead, even if they make the save, and they're 25 hit points or less, they become frightened of you until the end of your next turn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they're either destroyed or frightened. All right, so spin some hit dice as you please. Orgrim's going to spend 1, and he should be good.
I'm just gonna get my spell slot back and
The
my
Almighty
hexblade
Cthulhu shall
curse.
grant me healing to the tune of, hey, everything I'm missing.
I'm just down 2 hit points, so I'm not gonna spend any slots or not slots. Hit dice.
Right. I'm
6.
down
Okay.
5, and I rolled a 3 plus 2.
Orgrim's only down 1 hit point, so he's happy with the single hit die spent.
We'll divide this treasure up off camera. We don't need to spend time with
Although
this.
Yeah.
Kivish is going to hold on to that staff.
You hold on to the staff. You're the only one aside from me who can attune to it. Does anyone want the mace? Because I
Orgrim
have
does.
my own sword.
Oh, there, Orgrim Sticky Fingers. You already took something without asking.
Indeed.
Yeah, you didn't discuss with us the terms of the treasure. Yeah. Now, Orgrim, I'm willing to let you hold on to this, but if you want it after the fact, you're going to have to negotiate. Is that clear?
I accept your terms. Let me use it. I'll bash down another one of those canaloths when we come across it.
And I mean, worst case, if any demons were to get summoned or whatnot and suddenly went on a rampage, it'd certainly be helpful.
Mm. Orgrim is quite fond of that mace. He likes it a lot.
Excellent. It'll pay
He
me
especially
nicely
likes that
for it.
it's giving some additional lighting down here underground.
Excellent.
The weapon that he typically uses is a staff, sort of like a wizard staff. He's pretty good at bashing people. He has a green flame blade. He uses that cantrip a lot. But then
That'll
this
work
mace
for
will
me.
be even better.
So wait, is he a wizard though?
He's
Doesn't
an
matter.
emerald mage.
Okay.
It's kind of like a wizard,
You've
or
said that every single time. It's like a wizard.
yeah.
What you're saying is it's a wizard, except they also have proficiency in maces. Because if he
To be
is a
fair,
wizard
there is a
and a
wizard
dwarf,
that
otherwise he's
is.
technically not proficient. But I assume
he wears a breastplate, and he's a little tougher than a wizard.
I mean, there's always the war wizard, the war mage.
So what's next? You all have rested.
Yeah,
Um,
other stone door seemed to work out really nice.
yes, just a place of puzzles here. I'm good at these things.
Yes, well, you didn't fall for the flaming dancing woman, so that's always good. Sorry, Kivish, I'm not gonna let you live that
Fiery
down.
women and spicy food are not my types.
Really, you don't like spicy food? Weird.
Oh yes, let's burn our taste buds off, and then we say we like it because we can't taste anything else that's not spicy anymore.
Kivish resumes chewing on a resin root pickled in swamp fire pods.
See, look at his tongue; it's all brown and red. There was another stone door, and your party returns to that location.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, it is. It's just a couple away from where you are. So you leave the vault corridor, you go back into the circular route. There's like an open entryway, and then there's another corridor that leads to another door.
Yep.
This one is not quite as hefty looking as the door to the vault. There is a 1-inch crack at its bottom. There is also, how could I say this? What's that called? Concave? Sort of a concave inset going into this door.
Is it like a peephole kind of thing?
It does not pass all the way through to the other side. Sort of cone-shaped.
Does it look like someone caused this with perhaps some sort of effect that attacked the door?
It's not broken, so you don't think that would be the case. You don't see any cracking or such. It looks like it was fashioned.
Let's examine this door like we did the other door, me and Orgrim, because it could be a trap or something.
I always assume it's a trap. That's why I'm still alive.
Indeed. I'm afraid this is going to have to be up to you, Orgrim. I only got.
I see no traps on this.
I didn't
It's
see
locked,
any
though.
either. Is it locked? Well,
Locked
then
or
we
it's
have-
sealed.
yeah, I'm gonna look under the crack in the door and see what I can see.
Make a perception check.
Nat 20.
It's hard to see through, but you peer as you can with your good eye.
Yes. Luckily, my right eye is the one missing, so I can lean on my left side and look under it.
All that you can really see from your very, very limited vantage is it's a small chamber and there is either, you see the base of maybe a pedestal or a statue.
Interesting. I think it's another old temple room, perhaps. That conclave kind of thing, does it look like anything fits in there?
Certainly something must fit in. Kivish's nose?
I don't think so.
Kivish in
Does
character.
it look like the mace would fit in there?
Not at all.
No.
So we'll just call it a cone-shaped.
Cone shape.
Yeah, cone-shaped inset groove. We'll call it a cone-shaped groove. Yeah,
Okay.
it's about yay big. Yeah, bigger than the diameter of a coin, and it doesn't go in too far. It doesn't reach the other side of the door, though. You can't see through it.
Honestly, I don't see any traps. I feel we should move back and have someone knock this door open. I mean, we don't have the key, so
All right, that's what I'm good at.
I'll step back 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll stand back. I'm not going to get blasted.
Orgrim casts his spell. Gordon Abras! He puts his shoulder onto the stone door. That didn't work.
So wait, the knock spell did not open the door itself like it
It
normally
did
would.
not. It did not.
So the door resisted knock.
I could attempt another knock, fueling it with greater spirit.
Don't
He
you
could
usually
take a
roll?
third level slot and try knock again.
Orgrim,
Well, I mean,
I do think it is almost as if this door might not be sealed by magic.
no, magic would still open. Like the knock spell would
it
open
opens-
it
oh,
if
that's
it
right.
was blocked.
Well, maybe in one of the other rooms is the key.
Well, yeah, that's the implication.
So
Orgrim
like-
suspects whatever's sealing this is more powerful than a rank 2 spell slot.
correct. That is what would make sense.
Yeah.
Because if it was just like a bar on the other side of the door, the bar knocked off the door at the tower when
True.
when we did the knock spell.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's explore a little bit and we'll come back here. It might just be that whatever that conclave thing is the key that we need to put in there. Let's go to the crystal room.
Okay.
This room has shards of common crystals littering the floor, broken chunks. It is a small circular chamber. At the far end of this chamber, there is a flat, low boulder. Sitting atop this is a large crystal, semi-transparent, not much of a color to speak of, very subtle coloration to it.
How big is this crystal?
About the size of a head.
So not fitting in the door. Okay. How far away is it from the doorway?
About 30 feet.
And how heavy does it look?
I mean, if it's a solid rock, it's about as heavy as a rock this big would be. I mean, you could possibly
Could
carry
Mage
it.
Hand work on it?
Well, what's the limit? The weight limit on
10
Mage Hand?
pounds.
You're certain it would be more than 10 pounds.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. I mean, I had the range and everything. It's just yeah. Okay. Let's examine the room for traps. These broken shards didn't get here by themselves.
I can
I'm
cast
guessing
detect magic.
I look at the ceiling to see if the shards came from the ceiling. Look at the walls to see if like they're little shooty things.
Sure.
Looking for
Nothing obvious, no.
Does a 20 investigation tell me otherwise? Not a natural 20, an unnatural
20. You look around the walls. the ceiling, the floor. Nothing stands out to you.
Okay.
You want to take a look at the crystal?
Yeah, I will.
I'm gonna cast. Let me cast Detect Magic. See if anything
Sure.
pops.
I'll let him detect magic. Do it as a ritual though. That way you don't have to use a slot, if you can. I don't know if sorcerers can do rituals.
I'm pretty sure they can.
I think so.
Okay. Basically, it's not worth spending the slot on if you can cast it as a ritual.
Right, if you have the time, yeah.
Which
Spell casting.
no wizards and clerics can do rituals.
Druids can.
Druids can. Okay.
Cast class that can cast rituals. Cleric, bard, druid, and wizard. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorcerers just get.
You are an innate font of raw magic power. You haven't learned these ways of ritual.
I mean, you
Well,
can still do it if you
Yeah,
want.
I'm just gonna burn a first
However,
level.
Orgrim Halfgrey, who is a lore keeper, is quite adept at the ritual of detect magic.
Let's let him do it then. That way you can save your slots for magic missiling and other things.
Okay.
Save your sorceress origin. Save your sorceress energy, Lykar. I can do this.
Okay, you do this. There, Orgrim Sticky Fingers.
All right, so 10 minutes pass. Nothing interrupts his arcane ritual here, and then he, kind of puts his hands out like this. He is picking up a moderate aura of evocation magic inside that crystal.
Yeah, seems explosive. Can he tell anything other than the evocation what its purpose or function is? Maybe with an Arcana check?
It's a simple trap.
Mm-hmm.
It will explode.
Okay.
You'll be rocked with thunder and bursting shards. Looks like this has already happened before.
Let's just not touch it then, I guess, unless there's something else. Seems like there's nothing of value in here other than exploding trap.
You didn't notice anything. He doesn't either. He says, we best let this chamber as is, at least for now.
Agreed. If we need anything, we can come back to it. What about... Honestly, I'm for checking out the hexagon room next, guys. Like, there's a water chamber, a dragon smoking heat chamber, opaque smoke room.
I'm for that as well. It is the central chamber, after all.
Let's see what we find. Worst case, we progress things further and just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and deal with the door later.
You go into the central chamber, which has a hexagon shape to it. The west corner has asymmetrical patterns cut into the floor with inset tile work of multiple colors. The western wall has many etchings that seem to be in the primordial tongue. Looks like methods have cut things into that wall.
Kivish searches for traces of open up, the one phrase in Primordial that Noxiqual taught him.
And thus, did Vostbrand say, open up?
Yeah. And so did Vorspren open up the womb of the earth with with elemental might.
Well, if I take a quick read of the etchings on the wall, do they say anything exciting?
There are, in fact, tributes to Vorspren put into this wall. Nothing is illuminating or all that riveting of a revelation in these etchings. They seem to be paying tributes and homage to the might of the Titans. They're talking about, and again they will walk the world, and all will tremble before their vast power. As you're looking at this, you realize though that one panel of this wall is not tributes to the Titans, but rather an arcane formula. Orgrim's looking at this with you as well, and he gets very interested in this.
Tell me more.
Yeah, it is a spell. It is a spell. He gets out a spell book, a quill and ink, and he just plops, or he just not plops, but he just sets all his stuff out right there, and he starts making some quick notes of what he sees.
Can I feel it like maybe this is something innately a warlock? Like, can I absorb this somehow?
Make an Arcana check, knowledge Arcana.
Yeah.
Orgrim's got a 15, so he's got some info.
21.
Okay. If you, let's see, nope, not you. If a sorcerer or a druid spends 2 hours in concentration and a successful Arcana check, they will gain the ability. They'll learn this spell. A wizard just needs to spend 2 hours and 50 GP in reagents, and he'll have it. Orgrim doesn't seem like he's going to take that time now. He's just copying down some notes, and he'll do the magic inks and the reagents and the studying later on.
What sort of spell is it? Can we tell what school?
Oh, yes. It's a spell called Geyser. A rare spell indeed.
I'm always on the lookout for new magics that might be useful.
This overhearing the mutterings of this, Kivish, who doesn't speak Primordial, starts listening in and is intensely interested.
Mm-hmm.
What level spell is that?
Geyser is a first level evocation spell for druid, sorcerer, or wizard. It is a blast of elemental water that shoots up in a cylinder, and the target can take a bit of bludgeoning damage and get knocked prone, or I guess anyone inside the radius.
And I assume the damage scales at upper levels, or?
I will actually just share my screen.
Okay.
And yeah, it's probably easier just to look at it.
It's homebrew spell?
Yeah, yes it is. It got kind of split between 2 pages there, so I beg your pardon for that.
Oh, I see. Interesting. All right.
Cool.
So the sorcerer and druid need to actually absorb the power from this this primordial wall paneling. The wizard is going to take it back and study it all wizard style for him to add it to his spell book.
So it takes 2 hours to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we do have that time, but I'd rather do what we came here for, and then
maybe we can come back and rest in here.
Yeah.
We can mess around with that later.
Seems good. Yeah, let's see if we can.
All right, Orgrim's made his notes. He's content with that.
Yeah.
He's looking at these floor tiles. Again, very asymmetrical. They do not form any literal images or patterns that you can tell, and they are of different colors, different stones, in fact.
Well, can we make some kind of check here? So we
I
can
would like to also. Yeah.
Like an investigation?
Orgrim is puzzled. Yeah, you can make an investigation or an Arcana check, whatever you want to do.
Oh, Arcana is my thing. So
yep, Orgrim's a bit puzzled. He's puzzled by the puzzle.
Got 10 on my Arcana. Yeah.
I have 18.
Well, you
Lykar. You have determined that 3 of these floor tiles are key. They correspond to elements. There is azurite, which corresponds to water, malachite, which corresponds to earth, and obsidian, which corresponds to fire.
I will explain that to everybody in the party.
Yes. Yes, I can't believe that I missed that.
Okay.
Is there a... and Kivish points to the general area of it, and is that a knowledge check of some kind to remember which stone is the one for air?
As remember, malachite is for fire.
No.
Earth.
Earth.
Yes.
Oh, malachite was earth?
Yeah.
Malachite was earth, azurite was water, obsidian was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check if you should like.
Alright. Arcana, okay. That's not great, but that's not horrible. I think it's a 14. It is a... Let me just make sure of that. Yes, it's a 14. No, he's proficient in it. Sorry, it's a 17.
You know just as much as Lykar.
Okay.
What was the final element?
Malachite,
Air.
obsidian.
Yeah, but what was for air?
Well, that's what Kivish was trying to figure out.
Lykar and Kivish say that there is no tile here that is corresponding to air.
Okay. What sort of check would I need to make on this? Nature?
What's your intention?
To try and figure out what stone would be appropriate to this. Basically, you know how you can solve for X in most math problems? This is kind of like symbology of like, well, if malachite's this and obsidian's that and azurite, what would be the most closely associated to those three other stones? What fit the air? You know,
Lykar and Kivish tell you that there is no air stone here.
I understand. I'm trying to figure out based on what I already know.
Right, that's also what Kivish was trying to deduce, essentially, is what the stone for air is.
If there's no roll for it,
Okay,
then
what
I
it
will-
would be.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, gosh, I didn't research that because it's not in this dungeon. What would be air? Something sky blue, I think.
Turquoise.
I can find a stone for you.
What's a pale blue stone?
Lapis
Very
lazuli.
pale blue, translucent
Would
one.
be more
Like a
water.
turquoise or like a lapis lazuli.
Yeah,
Lapis
maybe
lazuli is
lapis
definitely
lazuli.
water.
Well, that's like a very ultramarine blue.
Yeah,
Blue.
that does seem more like the sea.
Turquoise, though, could be a pale blue or even a white, and it is kind of similar to malachite.
There,
Sapphire.
sapphire kind of fits my mind, but that's a precious stone.
Perhaps
It would be, yeah, a blue sapphire would be one because the elemental gem that summons an air elemental is blue sapphire. There might be a semi precious one like a lapis lazuli or lapis lazuli. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one.
Sure.
So so your characters know that, and you deduce that this is not present in this current tile work. So you're
Wonder
thinking
if
this whoever constructed this did not infuse anything air aligned.
does this seem to be
Does
part of
the imbalance unsettle anyone?
No, I'm just curious if this is part of the ritual that's bringing the Titan back or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's 3 rooms: earth, water, and fire.
Fire.
And
Well,
there's 3 keys, and then there's a door with a key we don't have. I wonder if we need to get something from the 3 rooms to get in here.
there's also the smoke room. There's technically 4 rooms, if you want to get down to that.
Yeah, there are a few chambers that you have not gone into yet. There is the one with the deep pool of water. There is the one with a statuesque dragon head emerging from the wall.
Fire.
What else? There's that shut door. Yes, the smoke chamber. Yep.
Mhm.
That.
So for the shut door, like
That is
if we
it, yeah.
really want to get in there, I could try dispelling magic on the door, which is more powerful than the arcane lock. But I get mine back, and I would use a 4th level slot since I always use a highest level slot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Orgrim says that might do it,
it might,
or it might not.
or it might not. It's something that if I use it, I only have a couple uses of my things before we need a short rest. Do we want to do that right now and see what's in there?
Well, it's either that or go check out the other rooms or go deeper. There's our
I was
three.
going to say I'm for going deeper before checking out. Unless there's something that we need there, we can always come back. And I feel like we came here for a purpose. We can accomplish that deeper down with the Titan. I think you had some questions you wanted answered about your origins in the Titan.
Yeah, I have lots of questions about that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I could just spend a spell, see if I can break the door open, but then
sure.
I'd be at half my magic strength. Not that I need much magic strength. So
I mean, if you want to give it a try, I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine with me. We'll
sure.
go see what
I
happens.
Perhaps we should see what's that way. Orgrim points to that southern passage which is leading out of this area.
yes, that's the way that goes down. So sure. I'll save my magic. We can always rest and hit it on the way back. It's not
Okay.
a big deal to me.
Okay.
We'll keep the same party order unless someone specifies otherwise.
So Lykar, me, Kivish, and
Kivish,
then
yeah,
Orgrim.
bring up
Yeah.
the rear.
You
After being invited to dance, Kivish definitely doesn't want to take the lead, but he certainly is no pit sitter, and thus will not bring up the rear either.
neither is he a pit faller.
I mean, technically, you brought up the rear in the last episode, I think, but we're not going to discuss that.
Yeah. Okay, so you all exit this multi-chamber section, and you head southward. You pass the corridor which leads to the vault, and you get to the end of this. We'll call it the main corridor. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are met by a heavy stone slab. Yeah.
We already know illusion magic's been used once before.
Right.
Orgrim throws a pebble.
Yeah.
Clack.
Okay, fair enough.
It's solid.
Is it plain and unadorned, or is there some stuff like
It is
carved into
plain
it?
and unadorned, though.
Look for a secret door.
Though at this up close distance, you do see indications that it has raised and lowered. There's little, little grinded bits there along the edge.
Let's look for a secret door or a button of some sort that might open this up.
Yep, check around, see what we can find.
I want to take a look. No, I've only got a 9 on my investigation.
I see nothing.
I mean, you could try knocking on this one.
That I could.
Kivish does pretty decently. Actually, rather decently indeed. Kivish is going to get an 18 on investigation.
Yeah, I got a 14, so.
Anything else with Kivish?
Kivish, you see nothing.
I suggest we try the knock. Then it's a door. A knock should open it, whether or not we know how.
All right. Here we are. Orgrim chants his knock spell for the third time. Doosh! That smarts. The slab does not raise, lower, slide to the side, nothing of the sort.
Well, clearly it's protected in some way.
He is going to use his detect magic ritual. If you all want to do anything while he's doing his ritual preparations, go for it.
That takes him 10 minutes.
Yep.
Well, yeah, no, just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
I'll let you know if I do anything.
There is a strong aura of abjuration upon this slab.
Protection.
He walks over to the other door that has the conical groove in it, And he says the same thing about that door.
Okay. I mean, I could potentially dispel.
I don't waste your magic. It's
mean,
beyond that.
in theory, I suppose, dispel magic, to my understanding, if cast strongly enough, could dispel almost any sort of magic. It's a tool, and if you apply enough magic behind the tool,
Yes. I'm quite familiar. Then be my guest.
well, as much as I love to prove you wrong, I cast dispel magic on the door. That is not the big stone slab, the other one.
Okay.
This is a 4th level spell slot, just if that matters, or I'll roll it if you want. Or if
Your
it's-
wave of magic energy ripples like smoke upon stone. There is no
this-
effect. There is no effect.
Beyond mortal magics, understood.
Orgrim's just grooming his beard. Not beyond mortal magic, just beyond what you got.
I mean, normally I would roll, just on the spell magic it says the DC, you make a check on it if it's a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So no roll on that, just it's
Go ahead.
beyond.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. 18 on the check. So if it's an 8th level or lower spell.
Quite a powerful roll on your behalf. There is no effect.
Yep, fair enough. All right. I think it's beyond mortal magics. So let's we can't go forward. We need to investigate these other rooms.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandfather could cast Globe of Invulnerability. That wouldn't be undone by your dispel magic.
I don't know how that spell works, but I'll take your word for it.
He rebraids his beard, puts the clasp on it. What's next?
The water room. I would like to check that.
I love water, personally.
Maybe you can take a bath.
Kivish, do you like water too?
I am of the water and the earth. I am not at home unless the water is beneath my feet and normal people are getting their boots stuck.
Might be fresh water.
Well, yeah, swamps are fresh water. Usually.
Fresh depends how long ago it rained.
Estuary in nature.
So Orgrim's looking in here. He's looking in the pool. That's about 6 dwarves deep. Maybe more.
So what's that? 3 feet?
Can we see the bottom? Oh,
No, we're not talking about your mother here.
damn.
Uh,
Can I see the bottom of the pool? Is it clear?
Yeah, he shines the light from the
Mace.
Mace of Disruption.
Yep.
And it illuminates down to the bottom. It is about 30 feet deep, this pool, and you do notice there is a bowl at the bottom that is crafted in azurite.
Is there anything else in the water that would be guarding this?
You don't see anything.
Could be a water elemental, though. I'm going to. I know this seems a little bit paranoid, but I am very paranoid. I'm going to throw some Eldritch Blasts through the water. Yeah, I'm kind of.
There is no effect.
Yeah, I'm staggering them around the bowl, like where the bowl would be.
Okay.
So there's just
No,
like bubbles.
nothing happens that you see.
Okay. Well, I'm for going and getting the bowl, but if it's a trap just like the stone, I'm guessing it's either gonna whirlpool suck me in, hit me with a geyser blast or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make an Arcana if I can to see what sort of trap this is, because everything's been a trap.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So my Arcana check is a 23. I'm already assuming there's a trap, so I'm skipping that part. I'm looking for the trap
Mm-hmm.
and what might be magically.
Okay, so hold your 23.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
But I need to get closer to the bowl to do it.
Well, the bowl definitely corresponds with the azurite tile. You're
That's what I
convinced.
thought.
You're convinced of that.
I think we
In
need to
terms of
take these
in terms of identifying a trap, well, you don't see any trap. You haven't really looked for anything yet.
That's fair. I'm gonna hold the 23. I'm gonna put up my hood on my thing and say I'm gonna go take a closer look, and then bring the bowl up.
All right,
Just in
you're
case.
preparing to dive, and Orgrim, who's been investigating around, he says, "There is that right there.
What is it?
A primordial rune that says vortex, set right at the lip of the pool."
Well, in that case, I'd like to use my Arcana to try and mar that rune.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you can do is make some. You need to find this thing.
Let me make an investigation.
Yeah.
with him help. Advantage because he's helping me.
Yes.
A 12 is what I got.
All right. So you see some indications as to what he's pointed out, but you're not quite sure.
Not enough to find it.
Yeah, you're not really sure where to direct your spellcraft.
Then I've got one thing that I can do, which is another dispel magic on it in the
Mhm.
area, and it'll hit the rune if the rune is there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Orgrim, he says, "I think you should target it here." He points out an area on the ground that's at the lip of the pool, and he says that this has to be the the power source, or the what do you call that? Yeah. So he designates that. You cast your dispel magic, and
4th level
he's
dispel magic. Yep.
at 4th level, and nonetheless, and he says, "I think that did it."
All right, I'm gonna go get the bowl. I'll be back.
You dive in, kasploosh, down and back up.
In like 6 seconds because 30-foot
Unharmed.
move. Yeah.
Yep, unharmed, rather drenched, but unharmed, and a nice bowl crafted from azurite.
Well, I think this is one of 3 things we need to open up that big door.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's probably something that goes in that cone shape for the other door, but haven't found anything like that, so I don't know.
Perhaps it is the stone of air.
We'll find out. So maybe we'll try some things later. We'll take this bowl and I'll put it on the tile of water, see if it resonates or anything.
You set it on there, and there is a faint hum, almost like what do you call this? Like those glass water harps, yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
woo.
Cool. Well, let's go to the. I think we need the head of stone.
That is progress.
Yeah. We know the head of stone is. We know the trap already on that one, so I can either rest and dispel it, or someone can, move it. I think dispelling it's safer, but it's up to you guys.
Orgrim does not have dispel magic at his disposal currently.
If you give me an hour, I can dispel it. I need another.
All right, is everybody up for that?
Myself. You guys can take the time to study that wall.
Precisely. Yeah.
So long as you guys don't mind, I just
Yeah, let's do that. So we'll have a quick scene where the other three, they're going to be learning this geyser spell,
Mhm.
And you'll be regaining your warlock spell slots.
Okay.
It's the scene, guys. I mean,
Okay,
technically it's only 1 hour.
give me just
so
we'll do 2 hours because that's what it's going to take for them. But
that's what-
while all this is happening,
if
I'm
that's
checking.
the case, then I'm going to take 2 short rests, but I want to cast my spell to dispel the thing, so I get my spells back. You know what I mean?
Yep. All is still and all is quiet during the 2 hours. Okay. So let's see. At the 1 hour mark,
Go to the room.
Noxiqual approaches the chamber with the dragon head. A large dragon's head and neck extend from the wall. It is stylized as such of a red dragon.
Mhm.
Smoke wafts up from its nostrils and its open mouth, and you do feel a bit of heat radiating out. You cast your Dispel magic, and there is no obvious effect.
Well, I mean, I was going to do it on the stone room with the head,
Mhm.
because I know where the trap is in there.
With the dragon head, right?
No, not the dragon head. The head on the pillar of the stone, the crystal room. You said it was a head-sized piece of crystal. That's what I meant.
Oh, on the crystal.
Sorry, I
Okay.
apologize for the confusion.
Yeah, one room has a dragon's head. The other one's it's just a rock.
That's where I was. Okay, I'm doing it on the rock because I know there's an evocation
Okay.
spell on that.
Okay. You are certain that was effective.
Okay, I pick that up and put it on the earth symbol.
Okay. There's no effect when you set it onto the earth tile.
Oh,
You're
is
putting
it-
it on the malachite tile, is that right?
Yes. Is
Okay.
it made of malachite or no?
No.
Is
No,
there
it's
anything?
made out of a semi-translucent, subtly colored, kind of mucky crystal.
If I break it open, anything in there?
You break it, it cracks open readily. You look through the shardy bits. It looks exactly like what's scattered all over the floor of that room.
I search the room and see if there's anything else in there behind the little stone.
Okay.
You know, whatever.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. 14. Investigation.
You feel as though you are wasting your time.
All right, back to the dragon head room with my 1 spell slot while they're still studying. I'm not just gonna randomly cast the spell magic on a room I've never been in, so I'm gonna check this out first. I'm gonna
The
investigate.
dragon head?
Yeah, I'm investigating the room before setting foot near the head.
Okay.
That is an 18 investigation.
Nothing stands out to you.
Okay. So there's just the wall, the head of the dragon smoking. Do I see anything inside the mouth? If I'm just looking. Remember, I have dark vision that goes 120 feet, so it's not like there's a blackness in the mouth.
No dark vision even required here. You know, this place has some light going on to it.
Yeah.
It's more of a matter of angle. It's, the gullet kind of snakes.
Okay.
But nothing. You see some smoke wafting out, but nothing that you didn't already glimpse.
Okay.
Orgrim has added Geyser to his spell book. Kivish, would you like to make an Arcana check?
There was one other room that was the smoke room. I'll go there and I'll cast my Dispel magic on the smoke, just in case it's magically created. The opaque smoke room.
Okay. Hold that thought, and we'll get right back to it.
Okay, that was at the 1 hour mark, because I'm going to rest and regain my spells by the time they geyser.
Yep.
It's a good thing Kivish is proficient in Arcana. It's a very good thing, because that was a 14, so that becomes 18.
That is
Oh, yeah.
success.
Alright.
You have absorbed, grasped hold of, and otherwise learned the spell Geyser.
You can show that off. to
Lykar.
your patron.
Get down, Zoe. Here goes the big roll.
Got this.
15.
You have failed.
Oh,
It seemed as it was just within your grasp, but it evaded you.
it's rough
Oh.
for a first level spell.
Perhaps at a later time. Orgrim gives you a pat on the shoulder. Do you speak Dwarvish, Lykar?
I do not.
Okay, he mutters something in Dwarvish under his breath, and perhaps Kivish might chuckle. Kivish might chuckle a little bit. Noxiqual, you were dispelling.
The smoke, the opaque smoke room.
You were casting dispel magic straight into the smoke.
Yeah, just in case it's magically created.
Mhm.
And if it's not, then nothing lost because I'm just going to go rest and gain my spell slots back. It is a 4th level spell, so anything 4th level or less will be dispelled. Otherwise, I'll roll for it and see if it gets dispelled.
Okay, so you cast your spell magic right into there. There is no effect.
That's what I figured, but I didn't want to just rest again
Mhm.
with one spell slot still unused. So yeah, I'll go back and rest in the main room.
Okay. So I've already rolled for like Wandering Monster, random encounter stuff. I got real low, so we're just going to fast forward it. You all are. You've
Cool.
essentially completed 2 short rests.
Yep.
How are you doing? Are you still wanting to press onwards in this dungeon? Are
Yeah.
you still wanting to investigate? And
I mean, we need to open that door to press onwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not one to give up. I've been studying my entire life. How many late nights have I been at my books and scrolls?
And have you figured out in all that study how we're going to get past that door?
We're making progress. We've already got one of the 3 keys.
Yes. So the crystal room was a dud. I dispelled the trap, but I couldn't find anything in there.
Aye.
Unless you
That
all
it
want to
seems.
take another look. I'm the dragon head. The problem is the gullet. There's definitely something there, I'm sure, that goes back where that smoke's coming out of. But I would also expect fire to come out of it. I was a trap designer.
I have an absorb elements spell.
You want to crawl in there?
Actually, speaking of that, would it not make more sense for a method-built trap for it to actually, instead of fire, just issue forth like 5 smoke methods?
Like smoke rings come out like out of the nostrils.
Yeah, it's just like it's a method rapid transit tunnel. Their way throughout the whole complex.
Maybe. I don't think
It might
methods
be.
can
It
actually
might
become
be.
smoke.
Since you've picked up this snake staff, perhaps you could glean a bit of inspiration. Shape yourself into a viper and slither down the gullet.
You are able to change into different forms, so
That's actually true. I'm pretty sure that's covered under my wild shape. It basically just restricts me so far to not having a flyer.
yeah, you can become a small animal if you're of the right level, which I think you are.
Oh, yeah.
You could certainly turn yourself into a snake and slither down that gullet.
It's based on CR as your only limitation and sizes.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that? If it does end up scorching fire, you probably have no way to avoid that.
Oh man, what would happen if you turned back inside the gullet?
So Orgrim said, I'll pull you out. I'll grab your tail.
That's up to you. I'm not gonna say one way or the other. You had a close call earlier. But no risk, no reward.
Just trying to think of other tricks I might have in my book that I could turn into that shape instead of my entire self.
Well, and I can summon a demon, but send it through there.
Actually, wait. Yeah, I can summon.
You can conjure elemental, can't you?
Well, I can do that, but also
That's way too powerful for this.
it
Yeah.
is. I'm
You don't get your slots back.
not summon nature's ally. What's the lower level version of that? It's like
Conjure animal.
well, yeah, that's also third level, but
I mean, the only other thing is blinking, and I don't really wanna. I don't know what's back there.
No, actually, yes. Kivish will cast conjure animal.
Okay.
Okay.
That seems like a perfect.
And what? And are you conjuring snakes? Is that what you're going for?
Well, so he can conjure one beast of CR2 or lower. So yeah, he's going to conjure a reasonably sized.
So what's this gonna accomplish? What is your goal with? Before you do this, what is your plan?
He's going to have the snake slither its way down the tube, and I believe there is something that allows him to see.
Is there? That's important.
You don't have the ability to see through the eyes of the creatures you conjure, but they will obey your commands. You can probably get a few because a CR2 would probably be like a big anaconda kind of thing. So you're probably looking more for like some vipers.
What I have to ask though is, even if you can send them and get them to come back, can they communicate any information to you?
If I cast Speak with Animals, they can.
Okay. So 2 spells to solve this. All right.
What does Kivish do?
Yeah, he's going to conjure. He doesn't really need more than one, I guess, in case something goes south for one of them. He conjures up a couple of adders, actually, a couple of small ones.
Okay, so these will actually last for up to an hour, assuming you maintain concentration. And you're going to go with like 2 challenge rating 1 snakes. Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say these are like medium-sized viper things. Okay, yeah, not one that you'd want to step on while traipsing around barefoot. So you send one down the gullet, do you?
Yep.
Okay, so it goes slithering down. And it's kind of out of sight. You see its tail kind of disappear down the gullet, and then and you told it to come back. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then it comes back as you command.
All right.
No, nothing happened.
Okay.
It doesn't look burnt. No fire erupted out.
So then I pull out my arcane focus, the nymph carven of rosewood with eyes of black pearls, and whispers something into her ear, and then holds it in front of the snake to cast Speak with Animals, and has it repeat what he just said. So it's the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts during the duration. Knowledge and awareness of many beasts limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum they can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion, etc.
And what is it that you whisper into the snake's ear?
Tell me, O wise serpent, what is it that you have seen?
I go down stone hole. I can turn around. There is little belly. Not far. There is rock in belly.
And he again whispers into the nymph's ear, what kind of rock?
Dark rock.
A dark rock that makes smoke.
Obsidian.
Rock, not smoke.
Is it dark and shiny?
Dark rock and dark belly.
It's not. You're not going to get a description from a snake. It's a
Nox,
rock.
we were looking for a piece of obsidian, which is symbolic of fire, were we not?
Obsidian.
Aye, that
What
we
we're
are.
looking for.
Can he bring us the rock? The snake?
That's
I
what
would
Kivish
suggest
can
when
ask
he
next time.
touches. Yeah, ask him to do it, but I'm standing 30 feet away when this thing breathes out
Right.
fire.
You send the snake back down the gullet, and then he comes back. And when he, by the way, when he comes back out head first. So he says he can like turn around in this stone belly,
There's probably
and
a big
he comes back out like his big. Yeah, it's for him. It's big. Yeah, and he like, and this cone-shaped piece of obsidian is now in your hand.
Cone
Heck
shaped,
yeah.
you say.
Yep. Let's
Mhm.
try that on the door.
Kivish catches it before it hits the ground because obsidian is glass and he doesn't want it to fall and potentially break.
Yep. Good call.
I made that mistake once. I accidentally dropped.
Nice
the
job,
and
Kivish.
it shattered.
I actually watched a YouTube video about someone trying to make a sword out of obsidian.
Yes,
It was a really interesting thing. They made an alloy of obsidian and some other stuff, and it just didn't
Yeah.
work too well.
Right.
That was an interesting one, but highly impractical.
Oh man, like he tried so many times, he broke so
Yeah.
many forges.
Well,
Yeah.
it's why historically a sword made out of obsidian is a club with a groove and obsidian blades glued in.
Yeah.
Correct. Basically, you're not gonna melt obsidian and then get it to cool without it cracking.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like that.
Just good for muckweetles and arrowheads and such.
Yeah, it fractures too easily.
Highly sharp.
Oh yeah.
Highly sharp. In fact, it might be the sharpest substance on Earth, if I'm not mistaken.
It's very, very capable of being very, very sharp because it's very,
Yeah.
very hard. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's also very brittle.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
why if you have a muckweet, oftentimes you
let's go try this on the door. Kivish, you should do the honor.
Yep.
You,
it's getting late, so
Yeah, we
Kivish
should
wonders. So this door is like, I forget exactly where we are on this circle. We're at kind of like 9 o'clock, and that door is over at like.
Does it matter?
Like 5. Okay, anyway, walks over to that door, takes that piece of obsidian, and attempts to fit it to the cone-shaped hole.
It fits perfectly. Upon sticking it into the groove, the door just does a swing, just swings open like such. Inside, this is where Noxiqual had peeped a bit through the crack in the bottom. There's a pedestal with a attached life-size statue of a dwarf. The dwarf is done in a ridiculous mocking style. It looks like the most dumb, hilarious, goofy-faced dwarf you've ever seen. And it's holding a maul.
Of the type.
He's holding a maul over the pedestal. Okay, so yeah, kind of like a pedestal, and the dwarf is like behind that, but it's all attached together. Yeah, he's holding a maul like this, and underneath the maul, sitting on the actual surface of the pedestal, is a disc of malachite.
How heavy is that disc?
Couldn't be too heavy. It's
Can a mage
about yay big.
A mage hand bring it to
He
me?
wants to know if it's more or less than 5 pounds. Yeah.
10 pounds. 10
Oh,
pounds.
really? It's 10 in this edition. Oh, cool.
Is it more or less than 10 pounds?
Okay, so you cast your mage hand on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to read something real quick. It is less than 10. It is less than 10 pounds, but I need to read
30 feet is the range on mage hand, and any other things that you want.
Actually, I need to read if you can you do like skills through your mage hand, or is that just a rogue thing?
So rogues can do certain skills through it.
Uh-huh.
Mine creates a spectral floating hand, and I can use my action to control the hand. I can use it to manipulate an object or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the
Mhm.
contents out of a vial.
Mhm.
I can't attack, I can't activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. So,
You should be able to.
Aha. Okay, yeah, it's the arcane trickster. He's the one that has those tricks with Mage Hand. Okay, so yours just literally grabs the disc and just floats it towards you. Okay.
Correct.
When you do that, the hammer comes down.
I figured it might.
The malachite disc is totally shattered.
Now, wait a second. I can move it 30 feet, like with a single thing.
Yep.
So you're saying it instantly shatters it before I even get it off the altar?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Says
Guess we'll have to. Anyone know mending?
Orgrim.
It
We've
is
got all the
something
pieces.
we could mention that.
The mall raises.
Hmm?
There is now chunks of malachite disc on the pedestal.
I summon the chunks to me with Mage Hand. Are you kidding? Like, really? Like, like, all right.
Well,
So do I get the chunks or not? Is my question.
I imagine a little bit might fall off the pedestal.
All right. Well, is there anything else in the room other than this guy?
Nope. All of these chambers you've been finding are quite small, and they don't have many other trappings.
I'm still gonna bring a piece of the malachite to me. I don't know if we need the whole thing or if it'll just work based on resonance with the element.
Also,
Mhm.
as written, mending isn't good for that. It repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, as long as the break is no more larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Gotcha.
So-
Make whole is then the one that we need.
Right. To reduce it from pulverized into whole is
Make whole. Yep, that's fine. Good to know. Yeah, I bring the largest chunk to me, and yeah, I'm gonna go put it in the room with the malachite, see if it works.
Mhm. Alas, the bit that you have brought does not produce an effect.
Okay. That's interesting. That somehow set it off before I even moved it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's see what else we can see then, because apparently that was the only malachite in here.
I do not have such magic as can reform shattered objects.
It's not my specialty either.
I guess maybe we should have seen that one coming.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I probably should have been more careful, but I expected it to not go off instantaneously. I assumed it would swing, but it would already have moved.
Well, malachite is a decently hard rock and not like the most brittle in the world, so I thought it was mostly just to cause damage to anybody who actually stuck their hand there.
That's also my thought, but we were wrong. All right, so I am going to. Looks like it needs either that specific object of malachite or enough malachite. So let's come back to this. We'll
Orgrim
visit
is
it later.
pacing, stroking his beard.
Yeah.
It was a good try, Noxiqual. A good thought. Simple, though. If I was building a trap, I suppose I would make something that could foil a basic cantrip.
You'd be surprised how often the simple things are overlooked.
If only you had a way to use a sort of ledger domain of quick and nimble fingers to swipe the disc faster than the moth comes down.
That
Or
was what I
you could still try it. Just sweep the shards up quickly, like.
I mean, I can just do that with Mage Hand at this point. They're not gonna. If it's just dust and shards, I'll sweep them with Mage Hand. It is
So if you want
literally-
to spend the time, I mean, you could probably eventually get all the chunks off of there.
Sure, let's take all the dust, all the chunks, and I'll put it on the place.
All right, you've collected your handful of malachite chunks.
Yeah.
Set it on the tile. Maybe that will be sufficient.
Yeah, I do so.
You lay down the handful. It doesn't work. Hey! Orgrim stomps his foot. The
That's
cone!
fine.
I'm going to set the obsidian cone on the obsidian tile.
Yeah.
We can at least see that.
Yeah.
He takes it out of the groove, sets it there. Again, there is a harmonic effect that rings for just a subtle, slight moment. Okay. We just need to repair this.
Magic's the only thing that's going to repair that.
He's flipping through his spell book.
Okay. There's still one other room, the smoke room.
Yes. Yes, there is.
Yeah, we should investigate that last room.
But there's no air tile, so it's like either it's a trap or it's something completely unrelated to this tile puzzle.
Oh,
Smoke is air?
That's
so
my assumption.
so I
I think of smoke as fire and air. Something like that.
I just remembered a potentially very, 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 very important thing, which is
Okay.
remember that what Kivish had from the caverns of Eshebek that was
Mhm.
taken from lizards, and most but not all of it. Like he still has one left, sold to to Precious Respor, the thing that he has. You know, the pieces of what stone was that again? It was malachite, wasn't it? Yes, it was malachite.
All right.
So,
You test out your chunk of malachite, but there is no effect. And Orgrim says, it needs that specific key.
Mm-hmm.
Good try.
What spells are you able to cast?
I do
I'm
not
looking
possess the
something.
power to turn shards into a disc. I cannot make what is pulverized whole again.
That'd be a weird thing to find something, but let me see.
So the smoke room, what was the entrance to it like?
It is an open archway.
Okay, so while they're talking about that, Kivish might actually just excuse
check it.
himself and walk over to look at it and see what's
Go
inside.
for it.
Opaque smoke billows and wafts lazily through this chamber.
All right, so seeing as
It is heavily obscured. Its dimensions are unknown to you.
Seeing as it's been less than an hour, Kivish will send his 2 vipers in there.
Oh yes, you still have a fair amount of time on the vipers.
And
Right, so you send these.
animals too.
Does speak with animals last for an hour?
I think so. Let me just really quickly check, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Seems like something that would last for a bit.
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, and it's a first level spell, so he can cast it again if he really needs to.
20 minutes have passed. Okay. So you send the vipers in there. They're in there for whatever amount of time. Nothing apparent is happening.
All right, do they come back?
All right, you call them back. They come right to you.
Okay. So once again, the nymph carved of rosewood with black pearls for eyes, his druidic focus. Into her ear he whispers, "So, inside that smoke, what did you see, O wise serpent?"
Small room, rounded. Only see with tongue and ear. Much smoke. Thing made by man on floor. Pretty thing they like to wear around neck.
Necklace. Well, I do have an idea, a worst case, to continue and proceed if we need to.
Does somebody want to go in and get the necklace?
Kivish will, upon hearing that, thank the Viper, and he's going to then use his druidic focus. He's going to rub the black pearl eyes as if opening them, and then sort of flick a little glowing glob of something into the room. So a 20-foot cube, I'm guessing, gets most of the room. In order to, let's go with blue light. That seems like it'd be the easiest to see in the smoke. Is going to. This is fairy fire, by the way. It's going to limn. That's limn with an MN, or illuminate. What is it? Each object.
Sure. So there's a little bit of pale blue fairy light coming off of this necklace on the floor. You just catch faint glimpses of it here and there through the billows of the smoke. It's just right there in the center, maybe 15 or so feet away from the entryway.
I'd mage hand it, but that doesn't work out so well.
Oh, wise serpent, do you think you could bring me this thing?
I will.
The snake slithers in, grabs it in its mouth, brings it back to you. It is a necklace that is made of a variety of metals and stones with no real set pattern or coordinating. It's all fairly, it's just a big diversity of metals and colors. It's a pretty thing if you have a taste for things that are not matching.
Does it seem arcane in any way, like a knowledge arcana?
Orgrim's on that as well. What do you have here?
Well, I have found this necklace. It has.
I got a 15.
You, Noxiqual and Orgrim, both suspect that there is magic held within this necklace, but you're not sure exactly what it is.
What are the most prominent metals and stones?
Man, there's a variety of different colors. So let's see here. There are going to be some things like silver, electrum, copper, bronze. And then in terms of stones, there's stones of about every color. So you're going to see hematite and agate, turquoise.
No malachite?
There's no malachite, no. The green would be on like a kind of, I don't know, maybe the turquoise is the most greenish looking one, or yeah, maybe a little bit of jade. It's kind of it's like a rainbow colored, just complete diverse array with no real rhyme or reason to it. They're not in, some of them are cut, some of them are in rough form, they're in different shapes. None of them are big. It's got to have some decent value to it. Orgrim's like, there's some sort of magic in it, but whoever made that, I don't know if they knew exactly what they were doing. He thinks that whoever made this thing, They were just going willy-nilly, and they didn't have a good grasp on creating magic items. That's his opinion.
Hmm.
Does
I
Kivish
suspect
want to
that.
put it on?
Yeah, I'd probably throw it away too.
Does Kivish
Not fit to even
want it
be
on?
sold in a flea market.
I would not throw it away. I'm sure there's some value.
Yeah, Kivish will happily hold on to it, but I don't know. Does he want to put it on? That's the real question. I want to find out for himself what this magic might be.
For the sake of experimentation, go for it, and I will be happy to make notes.
I wonder if we went up above if they would have any sort of way of repairing the disc or making it whole. Just seeing what methods can do.
Well, we could just ask Respor.
Indeed.
Use your magic if this thing sticks to me. And Kivish puts it on.
You put
Okay.
it on. There's a little, there's a little something, kind of a little, just a little shiver or just a little ripple throughout your nerves. No immediate or obvious effects, though.
Why do I taste purple all of a sudden?
All right, so we should start looking towards wrapping up the session. I think you guys have hit a dead end. You're not getting access to the lair of the old ones.
That's not true.
Do you have an idea?
I could dimension door through it.
Oh, yeah.
I can take someone with me.
Typically, teleportation, you need to see where you're going.
Not with dimension door.
Not with dimension door? Okay.
It specifically specifies that you can describe distance and direction.
Mm-hmm. And Orgrim has a scroll of it as well.
Correct. So
Can you bring someone with you?
You can bring one willing creature your size or smaller carrying gear up to its carrying capacity. It must be within 5 feet of you when you cast the spell.
Yeah. So Noxiqual can bring one and Orgrim can bring the other. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and then I'd have one more casting of Dimension Door to get out, or we can just... I mean, it's a short rest for me to go back and forth one time, basically.
Right.
I mean, it's not a great plan.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But on the other side, we might find another way out.
Mm-hmm. It is a plan. Everybody make an intelligence check. I'm going to include Orgrim in this as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Orgrim succeeds.
Aha! That symbol of Azathoth, the
15 total.
center of everything, is a 20.
All right, so your group puts your heads together, and in no time, speaking of plans that may not be the best plans, but are plans, there is the gaping opening of the geyser.
I was just thinking that too with a fly spell, yep.
The issue is that it
erupts.
regularly is shooting up scalding geyser water. A tremendous blast of it. In fact, when you are standing close to that slab, you feel every once in a while little trembles, little tremors.
I was going to say that's another way out. If we get stuck behind this door, we could use the geyser to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think no risk, no gain. I'm for pressing on. If we had to make whole ability, we would definitely be able to get through this. So I think it's just a matter of how determined are we to press on. We're not actually stuck. We just have to.
When a dwarven mining crew comes to a collapse, we must decide: is what's on the other side worth the effort it takes to dig through and possibly risk the danger?
Well, I mean, we can always, like I said, we can fly down there, or if you want to do Plan B, the dimension door, see what's there.
So what I could do, if nothing else, I could go with one person just to look and see how safe it is. If I teleport in and they're like, 100 mephits all staring at me, I just teleport us back. No scroll needed.
That's true.
You know, so basically I can scout the way and we
Mhm.
can see whether or not Dimension Door is actually viable. Heck, for all we know, there's a lever on the other side that they don't want. Like,
Right.
clearly they have to have a way of getting out to the place where they put the things to get in.
Mhm.
So there has to be a way to open it from the other side that hasn't been destroyed. So it could be as simple as a lever on the other side.
Mhm.
Let's do we want to do the teleport investigate it plan, taking me and I would say Lykar, honestly, because if it's a negotiation situation, we'd want him there, and he has invisibility as well as flying and any other useful, or fireball, in worst case scenario.
Yeah, we can do that if it's not going to take too long because I have to
And-
get up at 4:30.
So
understand.
I think the top question at the moment is how interested is your party in pressing on and finding out what's deeper down beneath here?
Well, there's very little.
We've already looted the Mephits vault, or at least the vault that's here. So that's a success right there.
I think Lykar would be pretty interested
Uh-huh.
just for the relationship thing here.
Here's my thought. It costs me very little. It costs me 2 spell slots that I'll get back
Mhm.
after an hour to just look and see
Mhm.
what's behind the stone door. If it seems like it's a whole nother level of a dungeon
Mhm.
and whatnot, then we'll come back and we'll regroup, and maybe we can come back and do this next time.
Go have a look then. When you put it that way, we have very little to lose.
That's how I look at it. Lykar,
We'll
take
at
my
least
hand.
know what's on the immediate other side.
Yeah, if we're looking at the Titan right there, then we'll know it's there at the very least.
Okay, yeah, well, we'll do that.
Okay.
Lykar, take my hand.
Okay.
Right. And I take the sword and I cut, a door into, in space as I say the command word. Technically,
Excellent.
there's no somatic component as far as I know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You slice through the fabric of the world of the dimension, and you and Lykar slip through this little slit.
Yep.
You reappear. Do you
I'm gonna
designate
say-
a distance?
Yep, I'm going to say forward 30 feet.
Okay, gotcha. Dimension
30
Door is
feet.
coming. Yeah, Dimension Door is coming back to me now. Yeah, you can just say like 100 feet straight ahead. Okay.
Or straight up, things like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah. Okay,
to
excellent.
What if it's
You
not
fall
so?
in lava. You fall in lava. No, I'm joking. All right.
No, if it's a wall or something that's already occupying the space, we just don't teleport and we take damage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So actually going 30 feet straight ahead is fine. You come out the other side of your dimension door in a cavern-like chamber. It's certainly, well, it's not big. It's not huge, but it's bigger than the other chambers you've seen so far. The cavern's walls are covered with huge gashes and scorch marks, the scars of some great battle. There is a tunnel leading out of it to the northeast that looks to be going out onto a stony ledge. A stony ledge overlooking a massive cavern. Rumbles can be felt, tremors, in the ground radiate up through your feet. The air, you can smell it. It has a little bit of a slight sulfury sting to it.
The question is now, are the geysers his snores or something else bodily function? Is he facing up or down?
If we take a
Sorry.
quick look back at the door,
Is there any way to open it from this side that's obvious?
There's nothing obvious.
Okay.
Yeah, as best you can deduce, it's like you need to be the right person, say the right word, have the right key. There's got to be something special. It's not a regular old like open close, pull the knob.
It'd be nice if they made it easy, but we can always interrogate.
It
I
seems
mean-
to be intentionally made very not easy.
No, I get that. Worst case, we can always find one of the old ones and tell us. Worst case.
Whoosh!
Technically, I have.
There's a sound of a
two
great
spells, so I can
eruption,
always-
and then just a few moments later, you hear a
Lykar.
like splattering, pattering of all the scalding water falling back down.
We need to make a decision here. Do we investigate a little bit more, see what's down, the ledge, look over the edge, or do we just head back? Technically, I do have 2 spell slots. One is a once per long rest spell slot, though, because of my magic item. So,
Well, we can take a real quick look and then we'll go back. Because
Yeah. I mean, if we see something important.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You leave this scarred cave that you're in, proceed through a tunnel. It's maybe about 20 feet long, this tunnel.
I'm
Fairly
making a mental note of how far distance so that I could instantly teleport us back.
Okay.
Like I'm calculating the feet.
Yep. It's straightforward enough so far that you've seen. You come out onto a ledge that is overlooking a massive cavern shaft. Looking up, there's sunlight coming through. The top is open with about a 20-foot diameter geyser mouth. That geyser mouth is about 100 feet up from where you're standing on this ledge. And then dropping down is about 190 feet to the floor, which is a pool of boiling water. There also is a stair. There is a stair, a crude and uneven stone stair, but it looks sturdy enough. Coming down off of this ledge, it connects to a rocky natural platform, like almost like a spire thing that comes up out of the floor. There are additional stony steps that go down to another ledge that is nearly to the bottom. You see down there at the bottom, at this bottommost ledge, there's another tunnel that's going in through the bedrock. There's another tunnel that has no ledge, like literally it's just the boiling water underneath it. So I guess we'd call it a water-bottomed tunnel. You also see on the other side is a massive tunnel, or maybe it's just like another cave that is like a cavity opening into the shaft.
Okay.
That natural platform that's more or less at the center of this does look to have some things of interest on it. Looks like it's been worked, carved, and etched into. It's too far away to really make out details. The air in here is uncomfortably hot, and it stings of sulfur. You imagine getting caught in that geyser it would be quite painful, and it erupts pretty regularly.
So, I have some thoughts, and I think we should definitely go back, and let others know. But we can definitely get through that door, and there's no immediate danger in that little cavern before we get here. So we can.
Not at the moment. There isn't. Now we'll call it the scarred cave. For now, you didn't see anything there.
I think that would make a nice little base if we get through, and if we need to, we have emergency options, either dimension door or up the geyser. I know you can fly, I think, right? Can fly?
I can fly, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you using it in the heist.
Mm-hmm.
You can 100 feet up is not so far. The flight speed, that's like a dash, I think, right? for like a
Mhm.
flyer. So long as we time it right after a geyser eruption, you
Mhm.
could easily probably get out, unless there's 2 immediate geyser eruptions, which I mean could happen.
Mhm. The geyser erupts often,
Yes.
but at sort of randomized intervals. Like it's not
Do you
it's
ever
not on a clockwork or anything.
does it ever erupt like 6 seconds after another eruption? Is there always a little gap?
You want to spend a little bit of time and just kind of wait and observe what it's doing.
I mean, let's get the others back in here, but I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
I'm for stopping
it
here. I'm just saying,
erupts frequently and irregularly. So you imagine that it certainly could hit in consecutive rounds.
I think it's an easy enough risk if it's one person making a run for it.
Mhm.
If we need to, you know, if it's like a way out that's needed.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it seems feasible. I mean, you all get a look at it. You kind of can gauge your own power, and I mean, it's not a volcano spitting lava. It would suck to get hit with this boiling geyser spray, but
here's my thoughts.
you've tasted pain before.
My thoughts are save that scroll of dimension door as an escape route, and I will just use my spell slots to get everyone through back and forth, even though it may take a short rest.
Yeah,
Make-
we could do
make
that.
Yeah. I mean, and everyone just rests in this little cavern room that's before the main geyser room, basically. We group everyone there for next session, Esper,
Mhm.
and then we proceed next session.
All right, everyone in favor?
Sure.
All right, so you wait here, Lykar.
All right.
It's going to be about an hour, but I'll be back.
Okay.
Nice. There is a plan, and it seems that
Ultimately,
the Stormbringers have a way around a dead end.
with enough magic, it's very hard to dead end, or enough determination. I mean, in theory, we could cut a hole through the wall, you know, with ridiculousness if we had that sort of magic. But this is the magic I have.
Mhm. All right. Well, I think we will wrap things up there. Thank you, everybody who watched this session. I meant to mention this at the beginning, but there is a link to my Discord server down in the video description below. I will try to remember to say that at the beginning next time, so feel free to join in there. And until next time, may your adventures be many.
Join the Discord. It's awesome.